Welcome to Planning Phase Syndicate bonus episode because it's Wednesday night. We ain't got shit to do because it's the night before Thanksgiving. And I know the majority of you are not going to be able to watch it live. And that's okay because I'm here with JJ. We're not going out to a bar. We're just not doing it. Too many young kids at a bar for me. I don't need any of that. We're sitting home tonight. I have a nice glass of Scotchy Scotch here. And I don't know, JJ has nothing probably. And we're going to be talking about new points that just came out. Without further ado, let's bring in the man of the hour. JJ, still in his work clothes. How are you tonight, sir?
Oddly, yes, I am actually in my work clothes. I mean, this isn't like a uniform, but I've literally been wearing this since work.
I thought maybe it was your work uniform. I don't know. You're not wearing your
Yeah,
Giants hat, so.
I don't officially work for this company here, just in case anybody
Oh,
wonders. I have in the past, on convention and stuff, but not like officially. So
gotcha. Well, tonight we had nothing better to do. My wife's making pies, so my house smells like pumpkin pie and some key lime pie. We had a low key dinner tonight. One of my daughters has strep throat, so she's eating
I
nothing
don't
but
know.
ice cream. And so my other daughter and I, we spent majority of the day after work playing Arkham Horror with my brother and one of my sons. And we played the new Scarlet Keys session and got through 2 rounds. And the second round, so I'm going to tangent for a second. Anybody that wants to play that, it's good so far. But if you get to the second round, there is it's very confusing, the wording of the text on it. And essentially, we played for like almost 3 hours, maybe 2.5 hours, one round. And that's not normal. Usually it's an hour to an hour and a half. We were teaching my daughter, so it did go a little bit slower, but at the exact same time, we figured out what we were doing incorrectly. And after we figured that out, we won rather quickly for the round. So I won't spoil any of it because I still think it's a good game. And this one is really weird. You get to pick where you get to travel, and you get basically like a month. And essentially, we used almost a whole week to go to one scenario. So essentially, you're going to get 5 scenarios before it ends, and you're on like a little investigation. So
Nice, that's awesome.
if JJ only lived closer, he could be part of
Yeah,
our
I'm all in, man. I
our
mean, I
team.
used to play one of my favorite games that I used to play for a long time was Betrayal on House of the Hill, which is really fun. I really like it because you just never know how everything's going to go. And I used to play that actually quite a lot back when I lived in Orlando. And it kind of reminds me of that a little bit. I know it's a little bit different system, but it's a game that I play quite a bit.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into, I don't know, some new points because that's what we're here for. And JJ has spent all day list building with new points, so
Oh yeah.
there's that. If you didn't know, I did not. I played Arkham Horror. I do have a few lists that I would like to try out, and so maybe we'll get a game in or something when we're done here, depending on how long we go tonight. But we thought we would break down new points and kind of go through these ships. So we're gonna try to be as radio friendly with this one as we can. If you are listening to this and you would like to see the visuals, check out our YouTube video, which will be up before, we'll just put it before noon tomorrow. Depends on how many scotches I have tonight and whether I do it tonight or tomorrow morning. so
Yep.
so first pilot we got was Seventh Sister in the TIE Interceptor, coming in at 5 points with 14 loadout. So still less than Soontir Fel, folks. Still less than Iden, but 1 point more than a Sigma. And 2 bloody native force. JJ, what do you think about this one?
This is such a good card. This is going to be a really good card to put in there. A is an initiative 4, but the fact that it comes with 14 loadout points, it has a force slot, it has a talent slot, it has a missile slot, and a mod slot. You can do so many different options with this. Of course, it can do shadow shot, trick shot if you wanted to. You can do shield upgrade and juke on this, and still have and fit that right in there, which goes really well with her ability natively. If you're able to get it with a coordinator, this would be fantastic. Like it's just absolutely great. I am really excited to try to put that ship on the table.
I think that missile slot seems a little silly though, right? Like I almost feel you get 3 native red dice. What are you going to use the missile? Oh, I guess you could put Magpulse, right? Like I guess Magpulse is good. That's probably what you would do.
My thought goes to Proton Rocket.
Oh, Prockets.
Yeah, if you're able to, I mean, you could do like a focus barrel roll or focus boost and line up that bullseye. And then if you roll really good without having to spend your force, you can spend your 2 force to make it into 5 crits.
That is true. That would be dirty. That's dirty.
Yeah, that is really good. That it has a really high ceiling for spike damage. It's really good.
It's a good thing that it doesn't have 2 missile slots.
Oh yeah, thank God, no.
Oh man, and you could put hate on her. So you could put Prockets and hate, and that puts you at 12, right? And still have 2 points left over.
You could do elusive if you want to be a little more defensive.
Yep. Ugh, so dirty.
Oh yeah,
so dirty. Yeah, I can't wait. I know this pack comes out on Thursday or Friday. So
Friday,
yeah. Our FLGS already told us that it was coming out. So I know people were questioning me. Why do you think that the points are going to come on Wednesday? It's like, well, because my FLGS already pretty much like has the box. He just won't admit to it, and he knows it's there.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, like, he knows it's there. So so I guess if we're since we have the doc up, we can give it a rank, right? I'm gonna, so if we're gonna rank these, right, I'm gonna say this is, for 5 points, I think this is A tier.
Yeah, absolutely agree, especially since it comes already with the 2 force natively. This is an A tier, easy for this. This is going to be this should be a pretty good staple in a lot of Empire lists.
All right, let's move on to the next ones. We have Magna Tulvin and Yrica Quell.
Yeah.
And they're very different. So Magna comes in at 3 points with 10 loadout, has a talent, a cannon slot, and a mod slot. So you could technically put a shield upgrade and disciplined or elusive, because that's what I like. And and some of me wonders if you don't put the shield upgrade and you put targeting computer, right?
Yeah.
Because you get to essentially perform an action with 2 or fewer stress. And if you do get a stress for whatever reason, you can still perform another action. So
yeah, exactly, and that's what makes that ship really good. It's definitely a very solid option at 3 points for the Empire. Just being able to get those action off very consistently makes it really great for objective play. So this is a ship that I would absolutely consider running.
Yeah. Would you consider putting like a tractor beam or a ion cannon on it?
Ion cannon, yeah. The beauty about it is just if you're able to let that ion cannon hit, you're going to deny your opponent from interacting with objectives, either with salvage, scramble, or you can put them in a spot where they're going to be just outside of range for like assault. So it's a really good versatile pilot.
Then we have Yrica on the other side, and her says, after you fully execute a maneuver, you may acquire a lock on an enemy ship in your bullseye. So that's the nice thing is after you move, not at the end or the beginning, kind of like Soontir Fell is. It's literally if you get a bullseye to begin with and then they move, who cares? You get your you get the lock on them.
Yeah.
It's still a little weird at an I3, but instead of a cannon, they're giving her missile slots. I think you put I think with her you put magpults or clusters.
Yeah. I definitely would consider Magpulse just because you have more range with it. Although clusters is a pretty good idea as well to load her out with if you're coming to like joust like an enemy formation and just having that target lock there with a focus to help back it up, or with an evade if you're trying to be a little more defensive. That's a pretty solid ability for that TIE fighter.
Yeah, so magpults or clusters are both 4 points, whichever way you want to go. And that still leaves you with 5 points to play with. So then you obviously you have to have and here you don't actually have to have targeting computer if you don't want to. I think you do put it on there anyway, so it gives you the option to make your missiles hit whenever, right? I think JJ, I think you do, and then that leaves you with 4 points in a talent slot, which is crazy, right? Like, I don't know if you put crack shot. I don't know if you put crack shot.
That's definitely a good option. Crack shot. I was considering. I mean, I considered disciplined as well, just in case you need to, like, if somebody else blows up, you can put yourself in range to get a target lock as well. Or if like you missed it, then you can acquire a target lock after and get a shot after. She's a low enough initiative where that could potentially happen. So discipline for me was an option for that, but that's about it that I could really think of. Crack shot definitely is probably the best way to maximize your points usage and just get that damage through. So
yeah. So let's rank them. That's what I think we should do. We should rank them, right?
I would put Yrica at B. Yeah, probably B tier. Actually, I would probably put both of them at B tier, I would say. And mainly because there's just so much competition right now at the Initiative 3 slot for the Empire.
All right, and so I give Yrica a B rating. I think Yrica is a little bit better. I gave Magna a C personally, because I'm not going to take that TIE fighter over Moff Gideon or anything else. I probably wouldn't even, if I'm running Yrica, I probably wouldn't even take it over a Jingo. I almost think I would rather take a Jingo than Magna. I do think it's good, but I think it's nichey, I guess. And what did you say? You said rank C for both?
B for both.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't like Magna as well. I think it's cool, but again, I haven't found a niche for that yet. Other than you can do actions while you K-turn. I think the I3 hurts a little bit for Magna because the ion cannon is not quite as effective. I think it was an I5 that's an easy B to A. So.
Yeah.
All right. On to the next one. The last Empire pilot we have is Flight Leader Ubel, which I don't know who Ubel is. I don't know if you know who they are or not. I do not.
So. From my understanding, it's from one of the later books. I want to say Alphabet Squad, but I'm not sure.
Their thing says after a friendly ship at range 0 to 2 defends, if it was dealt a damage card, you may perform a bonus attack against the attacker. So the ability works on themselves. They come in at 5 points with 15 loadout. They have a talent plus 2 cannon slots, a gunner slot, and 2 mod slots plus their configuration. So you could make it beefy. You can make it give it the cannons. I probably would not do a proton cannon. but you can, if you want to save the points, you could run proton cannon and a shield upgrade, and then you still have 3 points left over if you really want to. It is a medium base, so I do wonder if that shield upgrade or that proton cannons are worth it. But it is a medium base, and I do like that. Um,
Yeah, for me, I mean, I still think sync laser is probably the best way to go with it, especially if you use like targeting assist to get those calculates on there. Proton cannon is tempting if you're flying against other like medium base or large base ships where you can reliably get that off. Um, but at the same time, based on his ability, if you end up spending that proton cannon shot, and then the ability triggers, then you're forced to shoot primary, which is not really a best shot. It's probably better at that point just to have a single laser if you're shooting from beyond range one. So I don't know. It just depends. I mean, obviously, sync laser is much more expensive than proton, but I definitely would have put a shield upgrade on him, just because a one agility, it feels like you're spending a lot of points for something that's going to come off really quick. I might consider putting something else on it.
so do you think this pilot should have come in at 4 points?
Yeah, if this came in at 4 points, I'd say that this is a solid B. I think this is C tier, honestly, just because it's too expensive.
And I think all of them are that price, are they not?
Yeah, they're all fives. Yep.
Yeah, I'm giving this one a C as well. I think it. I don't know. I don't know. I
It's
think
tough, right? Like
it is
there's
because
potential. It's just at 5 points in the Empire right now. I mean, you could get Second Sister, right? And that just feels like a much better choice than the TIE Brute right now.
yeah, because the only cheeky thing I could think of is if you have the um, you could fit a tractor and an ion cannon, right?
Mhm.
And then because you're an I5, you can use the tractor beam. Nah, none of it's all not working out. None of it's working out.
Yeah, exactly.
You do get the reinforce, I guess. So there is that. I think with a coordinator, um, I don't know. I think with the core, I think you're right. I think if this was if this was a 4 point ship, I think we it contends easily. I think you're right
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
I don't think we're gonna put that on the table.
yeah. And you're right, right? It needs that coordinating piece, right? And if you're going to do that, that means you need to bring in a TIE Reaper, which at base the lowest is going to come in. It's going to be at 4 points, so you've already invested 9 points, which is basically half your squad into a TIE Brute and a TIE Reaper. And while the Reaper definitely has the ability to be very, very good for what they can provide, are you really getting your points worth with 9 points out of these two ships, where you have a bunch of really good three-cost TIE fighters, or some really good TIE interceptors for the same cost? So it's tough to justify it. Or heck, Defender Vader for that.
Yeah. For one more point, I could take Boy Vader.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Yeah.
all right. So next we have Pops Corel. After you fully execute a white maneuver, you may provide a friendly ship at 0 to 1. If you do, they can perform a focus action. So it's kind of a Jake-ish ability. It comes with 16 loadout at 4 points with a turret, a torpedo slot, a astromech, a bomb, a missile. It's like a hodgepodge, a talent, and a mod slot. I will give this rank a D. I think this is a D, just personally.
I don't know. I think that this does have a place here in the rebellion, and the reason for it is that while it's initiative 3, this has it can fully execute a maneuver at initiative 3 and still have the space to reliably complete its maneuver if you plan it out right. and that way you can trigger that focus action reliably on your ships. It's pretty tanky enough where it can survive a few shots, and since this does have enough loadout to do missiles, heck, if you want to make this a dedicated ion like platform, you can fit ion cannon, ion torps, and ion bomb on this, and you're basically always going to be giving out ions with the ships as a focus token to one of your ships. If you consider combining this with, like, let's say, um, with Hera, providing her extra tokens, or now with the new X-wings that came out with like Jan or Wedge, um, it gets even better. Yes, you could do that with Jake, and he does have a pretty good ability, especially when you combine it with the sensitive controls. But it still has the possibility of getting bumped and not being able to complete the ability reliably. So it just depends on what you want, right? I think this is a little more offensive than Jake can be because of its loadout. So.
Sure, but I could take Dutch for 4 points too. So
right, but he'll give you a lock.
yeah, that's what I care. I want my lock. I don't want to. I don't want to focus. I can take my own focus because if I bump, I could get a focus. Now you're giving me a focus, and then all of a sudden my ship bumps. It's like, all right, well that sucks.
Right, but this opens up your dial more, right? So you're able to do those red maneuvers more reliably if you're trying to set up a bump with pops, has a focus onto your other ships, and then have them do a K turn to arc dodge or set up a torpedo shot that's double modded. Again, it's just another option, and this itself can put out damage reliably as well. Whereas Jake is pretty much locked to those boosts and barrel rolls to get himself or another friendly a focus, and then has no offense whatsoever. This can. So that's the main difference there. So for me, this actually has a potential to I would actually put it at a B plus, close to an A.
You heard it here, folks. JJ's favorite new ship. I hate it.
Hey, look, man, it's not Finn, all right?
It's not. Well, I don't hate it like that. I don't hate it because it's a menace. I hate it because I don't think it's good. That's the difference. All right. The next one is Keo, and I'll just let JJ take this one.
Yeah, Keo Venzi, Keo Venzi from Squadrons. If you haven't played it, fun game, love it. Actually free right now in the Epic Store, I believe. It reads, if you have no active force after you reveal a bank or hard turn maneuver, you may increase the difficulty of the maneuver. If you do, you may perform that maneuver as a side slip and recover 1 force. Now, Keo in the RZ1 comes with a non-recurring force charge. So if you do spend that force, the only way to recover it would be doing the side slip maneuver on the A-wing, which if you haven't played any other ships that have side slips, it is really good. Side slips are just a really good way to just kind of like slide around the board edge and keep pursuit, keep time on target on there. This is really good, especially coming in at 3 points with 8 loadouts. You can it only has a talent slot and a missile slot, which is okay. I'm okay with Keo not having a 4 slot. That's fine. It's you can easily equip this with prockets and call it a day, or you can be a little less aggressive. You can do it with either concussion missile and still have like outmaneuver, or sorry, not outmaneuver, sorry, elusive, or you could do Predator if you want to go a little more offensive with mods. Sensitive controls with this is really nice as well. To do a sensitive controls boost, and just, or even a barrel rather, and then just doing a side slip, man, it's really good.
So I have a question. Do you think they didn't give it a mod slot so you couldn't put shield upgrade on it? Is that why? Like they want to give it 8 points so you could take prockets, but we can't give you a shield upgrade?
Yeah, and or potential for like afterburners or something if they decided to give it more points down the line.
But I wouldn't even use the afterburners as much on Keo. I don't think. I don't know. I do not like they didn't give it a mod slot. I do like that it is a 3.8 loadout ship, though. I think that's really cool. I love its ability. If I flew Revels, this would be almost an auto include, I think, for me. Just me personally. I don't think based on how good it is, it should be that. But I think for me, I would give it an auto include because it fits my play style a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I am not unhappy with it. I just would rather have seen it give me a mod slot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'll be
That's fair.
honest, I wouldn't take. I don't know if I would take shield upgrade all the time, but I do. You know, the shield upgrade I don't think makes that big of a difference. And I think for the 8 points, again, you now can have, you know, a mag pulse. You can have cluster missiles that are just crazy weird, you know. And you know what we should do? We actually should put this on the table and record a video of how many spots, kind of like we did with the HMPs. But
Yeah.
this is better than an HMP is, right?
Yeah. By far.
And you're going to use your force. So you can take target locks with this thing all you want.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. It's really good. I mean, you can basically go in for the initial joust, spend your force either on offense or defense, and then you basically unlock your dial to be able to do the side slip, and you can choose whether or not you want to do that side slip, which is great, right? That's kind of a really good like consequence for this. Like if you have other initiative threes that are moving before you or initiative ones that may go in for a block, you can decide to essentially decide not to do the side slip and just move in the direction that you're going to, and just get out of arc if you need to, or find a different way to block somebody. So it's really not good. It's just
You
really
can
good.
put juke on this stupid thing. God damn it.
Oh man.
I don't. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, Gook. Yep. Yes.
All right, what's your ranking? Mine, I give it a B. If it had a mod
Yeah.
slot, I would give it an A. But without the mod slot, it's to me, it's a B.
I give it a B as well. I agree with that assessment.
All right, Tycho, the son of something or other. I can't read
Yes.
it; it's too blurry.
Yeah, Tycho, definitely
Well, okay,
really
read it.
excited.
Tell me what the subtext says. It says son of something or other.
Give me a
What does it
second.
say? Come on.
I gotta go all the way up. I'm slowly loading stuff.
Oh, you're killing me.
It says son of Alderaan.
Thank you.
Yes.
So this one says, while you have 2 or fewer stress tokens, you may perform actions even while stressed. It comes in with 2 talent slots, a cannon slot, a missile slot, no mod slot again because they just want to screw these new A-Wings over. And the configuration. It comes in with 4 points at 14 loadout, which is crazy good.
Mm-hmm.
Again, why not a mod slot? What is wrong? Ugh.
Who knows, man? I mean, with future upgrades or future point stuff, they may add the mod slot onto these there, but yeah, I wish Tycho would have one more shield as well, just so it could be a lot more of an ace. But just being able to still take those actions and still being able to do those K turns and ignoring stress, my gosh, it's just so good for an A-wing. This is a classic 1.0 pilot that we've been waiting to see for a long time, and I'm just so happy it's back, and his ability is still relevant in 2.5. I would say easily. This is an A for me, easy.
An A?
Yeah.
See, I just don't like that it doesn't have a mod slot. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting hung up on it. Okay, we're gonna look at something. I want to know: do other A-Wings have mod slots? I'm sorry. I have to look this up because it's really
I know the
bothering the piss
RZ2
out of me.
does. I don't know if all the RZ1s do.
All right, we're gonna look at Jake. Yep. See, Jake does.
Yeah.
Ugh, there's Tycho without one. So sad. All right. So I can't give it in good conscience. I can't give it an A. I have to give it a B plus. I actually think the ability is amazing. And the loadout points are nice, but it's silly that I can't have a shield upgrade. And I guess maybe AMG's just sick of us giving shield upgrades to everything. But like,
Yeah.
I'll be on again. If for 8 points you could get something better out of it, you don't do the shield upgrade, right? If the shield upgrade is that good, and again, some of it's because these pilots are 4 health, and so when you play chance engagement, that 1 extra health is huge, just huge. Because I would put 8 points into that, and then you have the 6 points left over for whatever you want. You can put an ion cannon. You can put the ion cannon. What else could you put in there if you didn't want that? You could put a tractor beam. You could put I would probably put a mag pulse, especially at an I5. It would be a mag pulse, and then give me 2 points left over for what else am I gonna do?
Honestly, for me, I think I would go HLC, because you're moving at a higher initiative and you have access to a barrel roll and a boost. You can easily get coordinated with all the different options that Rubble has. So you can purely focus on repositioning with him. So it's fairly easy to get that HLC off more regularly. So I think that actually might be a staple with him, unless we get a new cannon that's a single cannon slot soon.
Yeah, I don't know. So if you're putting HLC, that's 4 points. You now have 10 points to play with. Oh, look, we could have put a shield upgrade and elusive. So now you're putting elusive and predator, and you still have 6 points for missiles.
Or you can actually, this will probably be a very good candidate for outmaneuver.
Oh, the 12-point outmaneuver. You can't put HLC then.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, you're still
I don't like it.
punching damage. But
now,
yeah,
I don't like it.
elusive and I don't know, lone wolf maybe.
Then you're not coordinating it. I mean, I guess if you had lone wolf and you don't have to coordinate, I guess that's okay. I still think I think it's your HLC. It's either an HLC or an ion cannon. Yeah,
I would go with HLC. Yeah,
because either one of those are probably more beneficial. And then you have missiles, and then I don't know, like, because that's concussion missiles, HLC, predator, and well, you can't use predator with HLC though, can you?
No, just be on primary. But what if
is it
you're
wrong
at
to put
one?
trick shot on there? Is that
No,
like a wrong
actually,
thing?
that would actually be decent if you give it set of controls, so that we can barrel roll out of the way.
Yeah, I kind of like that, because that's trick shot, HLC, and so that is 8 points, and you still have 6 points left. You can put elusive, and then you put clusters or mag pulse, and now you're a double threat. And you got trick shot, and trick shot works on all of them. Oh, mag pulse with trick shot. Oh, so dirty. 4 points or 4 dice coming at you. All right.
Yeah.
And there, I guess, good. There you go. That's a good candidate to put with Pops.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Pop's going to give you a focus token, and then you're going to do crazy shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So here again, and I'm going to state this again, we have another ship without a mod slot, and this is Cornhorn, and coming in at 5 points, right? Which I'm excited to see. I'm sad we don't get a force point though. I really kind of was hoping for a second force point. Even if they made it 6 point ship, I wouldn't care. I still think it would be good. He gets a torpedo, a astromech, and a talent slot with 18 loadout points. 18 loadout points, dude. Just crazy.
Yeah.
And then his ability says, after you declare the defender of an attack, if you have a lock on the defender, a friendly ship may transfer their lock from you to the defender. super amazing ability.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those who are not sure how that particular interaction works, so essentially, on turn one, you can take a lock onto Cornhorn with one of your ships, and then when you get into range to take a lock with Cornhorn on one of the enemies, as soon as he takes that lock onto somebody else, that original lock that was on Cornhorn now goes onto that particular ship. So, really get a way to extend the range of a low initiative ship that may have moved before Corrin and wouldn't have had that ship in its arc at that point or in distance, and being able to pass off that target lock to them early on. And by that time, they're most likely focused, so you can essentially set up a possible double modded shot to that enemy ship with one of your lower initiative ships. Now you take a look at some of the new Battle Yavin pilots that we have. Big Starklighter, probably a big one that has proton torpedoes. Or if you're trying to get in close with like Gavin, or Garvin rather, he can get that target early and then get aggressive and go in and get that shot in. So it's really nice to just have that setup for torps.
Yeah, I like that it says a friendly ship, so it's one friendly ship.
Yeah.
And like my loadout on this, I think you put proton torpedoes, no questions asked.
Yeah.
And then I think you put elusive, because you're not going to want lone wolf, unfortunately, and you don't get the evade action. Otherwise, I would tell you an evade would be good, but and that still leaves you with 4 points for an astromech, which allows you to put R3 or R4, whichever floats your boat. To me, this is a solid A, personally. I just think that ability, they gave him, even without me being able to take a shield upgrade, because if I had the ability to take a shield upgrade, I would be taking a shield upgrade and plasmas is what I would be doing. Hands down. Because at an I5, it's this to me can rival a wedge to some extent. And this can rival I don't know, you can still put Kraken in, don't you? Yeah, I think you still put Kraken in. But I don't know. On Sunday, we're gonna list build with this. Like I'm already like JJ. You should just give me Rebels. I could have just played Horn this whole time.
So here's my crazy lot out for this snapshot, and then a torp, like either homing torpedoes or ion torpedoes to fill up that slot. And the reason why snapshot is because his ability triggers when you declare a defender. So if you have more than one lock on Corrin, when he triggers snapshot, he's going to transfer one of those locks onto that ship, and then when he engages at initiative 5, he's going to transfer another lock to a ship that he's going to engage to. So he can potentially get 2 of those target locks out there. So it's good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, so that's 9 points, and then you just put plasmas.
Mm-hmm. No, plasmas won't fit in there. You'll have to do either homing torps or
what costs a snapshot? 9 points, right?
9 points. Yep.
Yeah, plasmas are 7. 9 and 7 is 16.
Yeah, he has 15 loadout.
18.
Oh, did I misread that? Oh,
okay. I don't know. That's what you put in the dot.
Yasby is off, but it's okay.
Okay.
Well, we'll cut Wraith some slack. Yeah.
All right. Well, because in fairness, if it's 15, you're right, it's different. But at 18 snapshot, again, I could see your argument for snapshot at that. Otherwise, I would not. I would not agree with you.
Yeah.
But yes, at 18 loadout points, 9 and 7, or 9 in advance. All right. Yeah, you still got 2 points. For an astromech, you can do the one that allows you to do the 2 red maneuvers twice in a game. There you go.
Yeah.
So, your rank?
A. Easy A.
All right. Moving on to Mr. Wes Jansen.
Oh,
JJ, what does Wes Jansen do?
So he reads, he's an Initiative 5 X-Wing pilot. He reads, after you perform an attack, you may spend one charge, he has a recurrent charge, to assign the defender one jam token. After you defend, you may spend one charge to assign that attacker one jam token. So you can either do this when he attacks or while he defends. Another ship that I would consider putting Snapshot on, just so you can get that early jam on, especially the timing of Snapshot, right? It's after enemy executes a maneuver, you can perform that attack before they even take their action. So you can take out that, potentially deny them a token if they are going to take that action, or if you're planning to just set up a jam for later on, you can use that defensively to jam somebody's like focus token if they happen to roll natties, and that way that can lead up to follow-up shots from the rest of your squad. Really, really versatile. Coming in at 5 points and 15 loadout, I mean that's really good. It has a lot of versatility, and it also has a mod slot as well, just for Tanner.
It does. I'm excited by it. No, hold on. I want to look at something a minute. We're gonna go to Yasby because we're gonna look at something. So here's Luke. Luke gets that force. Here's Foresight. Where's your snapshot? There's snapshot. See here, snapshot says, oh, you can't see it. Damn it. Snapshot says range 2.
Mm-hmm.
Foresight is range
Bullseye.
1 to 3, but only in bullseye. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the difference.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Is what I was gonna say is Wes. I don't know. I understand your love of the snapshot and getting that jam on there, but it's range 2. I don't think it's as good as I don't think it's as good as, I don't know. And I think you're gonna get snapshot banned from the game, JJ, because can you imagine being in a tournament and here you go. He's got 2. We've got Cornhorn, and then we got Wes on each side, and an enemy ship goes in and goes, oh, stop a second. We got to measure. Oh, now got to measure this ship. Oh, I'm going to trigger both of them. It's a negative play experience.
Dude, as a person who ran 4 snapshot tie FOs and Malorus, yeah, I could tell you that it takes a long time.
You're fired. Look, we're rejecting you from the stream.
Yeah, you guys.
He's gone, folks. No more JJ. Bye-bye.
And 4 tie FOs with snapshot and automated targeting priority. So they would get their snapshot off, and then I would take an evade as their action. And then if they hit, they do damage, and if they miss, they would get a calculate, which when they engage, they can pull it. And now they have calculate and an evade. And then I had not Malorus, Hask, Gideon Hask, which would pump out their primary dice to 3 red dice if the defender was damaged. And since they're all initiative 3, they can take that strain pretty easily without being shot at from higher initiatives and pump out 3 dice from 4 ships with a calculate. And yeah, it was pretty gross.
So I think the 15 points here, they're tempting you with that mod slot. They're like, yeah, just go ahead and put 8-point shield upgrade on this one. We don't care. I don't know. I don't understand the logic. It doesn't make any sense. Like, do you really want Wes to stay around longer so that he can keep jamming people? Like, honestly, do you want Wes to live forever? I think this is an A+ ship. This is borderline S tier to me.
It's definitely an A tier ship. The only thing that keeps it from being S class is that it still needs help from being attacked from multiple ships. An X-wing can be burned down fairly easily, especially if you're getting shot at initiative 6. This ship is not going to last long very well, but other than that, I mean, what we're seeing in the meta right now is a lot of initiative 4s, so this will have that advantage over those initiative 4s, being able to jam them after a shot. So I do say this is a very, very solid A+, even. I would say an A+.
Yeah. If he had just a little bit more loadout, he becomes S tier in my opinion,
Yeah,
especially with that mod slot.
yeah, absolutely.
Give me 18 points, just like Cornhorn, and I'll just put snapshot and plasmas and 2-point astromech.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
All right, now we're gonna move into Scum. We saw a miracle from AMG. We've not seen a 4-point Fang Fighter. No loadout though. Like we're gonna give you 4 points, but we're gonna give you nothing. From Torfanam, or however you say their name.
Torfun.
Torfun. We are watching him blow up. It looks like he's blowing up. Maybe he killed something. I don't know. I like the artwork on this one though. Actually, could have been. It says after you perform an attack, if the defender was destroyed, you may perform an action even while stressed. Then you gain 2 strain tokens to perform a bonus attack. So this is a mouthful. You get to perform an action after you perform an attack, and the defender is destroyed. And then you can perform a bonus attack. I do think they're a little spicy here in giving us this, but again, why in God's green earth does this ship get 2 mod slots, but you only get 7 points? You can't take shield upgrade, but we're gonna give you 2 mod slots because you need. Oh, you don't. What are you gonna do with them? You aren't gonna do anything with them. What are you gonna do with 7 points and 2 mod slots?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
It kind of didn't make sense, especially when you have like whole upgrade band and stuff. However, what I will say is that this is a Mandalorian, so it can take either Beskar plating or it can take Mando optics for those target locks during the system phase. The only problem is that if you do take Mando optics, you have 2 points for missiles, which is nothing. So you have Beskar plating, and that leaves you 2 points. What, electronic baffle? Like, yeah, that was funny. I mean, I could see this with like Predator, and that's about it. The ability is
wait.
okay, but
You can take electronic baffle and Mando optics. There you go. You can do it, baby.
is it good?
No, of course not. Of course not. It's not good. Not good at all. But you need electronic baffle and Mando, right? Like, okay, because Mando says you may acquire a lock. Okay, so you just acquire. While you perform an attack, if you have a lock on the defender, ignore obstacles beyond range. Oh, all right. So Mando optics is good. I think you put Mando optics and elusive. You have to put elusive.
Yeah,
you have to.
That's all you can do, basically, just elusive.
But what missiles? No missiles. I mean, you can't put clusters because you already are going to perform 1 bonus attack, and you don't want ion missiles, and you don't want magpults, and by the way, a target lock means you can't reposition. It's something that's just fucking stupid.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing about this is that we finally get a 4-point Fang Fighter, and I think that's where the shining point of the ship lays, right? It's just you're having a 4-point Fang Fighter that has the potential to do a double shot, and maybe take out something extra on the board around that point, right? At Initiative 3, a lot of ships have spent most of their tokens there, and you might get lucky to get one of it, but you also take a pretty big penalty from that second shot as well. It's kind of a stretch to call this a filler ship at 4 points, but hey, it's a Fang Fighter.
I don't know. I think they should just give it 8 points, and yeah. Exactly, Desla. They got 3 reds. You don't really need a missile. It's probably Mando optics. It's got to be elusive though. It has to be elusive. I don't think you can afford to put Predator. But I will tell you, I guess if you think about it, Beskar plating essentially is kind of like a shield upgrade, but only when you're dealt the damage card, which you're going to get dealt right away. So I don't know. I guess Beskar plating, again, if they gave me 8 points, I actually would think about Beskar plating and elusive. I think that's how I would run that over the shield upgrade.
Yeah, exactly. I wish it had just that amount, just so we can do best card plating, because that would make this ship a lot better, I would say.
All right. So in the background, we have Hondo running away as we have a torrent shooting down a vulture droid, which I don't like at all. Like, screw you, AMG. Why is my vulture being murdered by a torrent of all things? A torrent. Like, you at least made it a Jedi or a V-wing or something a little bit cooler. Not a torrent. Oh, Desolate says he sees a torrent being killed by a vulture. There you go. That sounds logical. But in fairness, the vulture is smoking. Desolate. So it's not the torrent smoking. He's the torrent. There you go. It's taking it out on. It's taking it out on its way out. Yeah, he shot a buzz droid. It's like, all right, I'm gonna die, but I have a buzz droid. Anyway, sorry. And Hondo's just like, I'm out of here. Ugh. All right, Hondo. JJ, what does Hondo do quickly? I love me some Hondo.
So Hondo, give me a second. I was all the way down by Separatist. Hondo here, he is flying the Fire Spray chassis. He is an Initiative 1. His ability reads, Action. Choose 2 non-huge ships at range 0 to 3 that are of you that are not friendly to each other. Each chosen ship may perform an action that is on your action bar, even while stressed, in the order of your choice. Then gain 1 calculate token. Man, this is super spicy. I like this a lot. You can do all sorts of shenanigans on here. One of the ones that you had told me was putting on burnout thrusters on this. Oh man, that is just so funny to coordinate a slam onto somebody, so that way they can just get the hell out. That's actually really, really good. I like that a lot.
I think this ship beats Eamon out of the water. Like, I really like Eamon's ability. Your opponent can't slam 2 Deslin because they're not activating. You got to go back and watch Greg's stream last night. Just go back and watch. You got to watch Overwatch. But we had a conversation about freaking Crispy, man. I'm telling you right now, is sitting around doing nothing but Hondo builds. Just so you know. Like, if you have to face Chris, is Crispy flying scum in the league? In Nickel City League?
He has in the past. I don't know if he's currently doing it.
All right. Yes, only Hondo's. So, all right. Ships that are not friendly to each other. Now, I'm going to before we get into any of the loadout or anything else, because this is very spicy. He has a double cannon slot, which we're going to talk about in a minute, because this is crazy to me. But he has the ability to coordinate allied ships, not friendly ones, allied, right? Which means if Tyranny comes in and says, screw you, Hondo, he doesn't care. He just doesn't give a shit. It's Hondo. He smells a profit. That's all he cares.
Yep.
What they should have done is said, every time you give a coordinate out to a other ship, Hondo profits. Like, you should get a little profit token. And if you have so many profit tokens at the end, you get an extra point.
Proton torpedo onto your ship.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So he has no talent slot. So we aren't going to get Notorious. Thank God.
Yes.
I really like that. Hondo has a double cannon slot. He can run sync laser cannon and then get a calculate from the coordinate. So he's going to coordinate, get a calculate, and then on top of that, he's going to be able to use sync laser cannon's ability. It's crazy. Like, for free. It's just like, here you go. Like, why did they give Hondo 2 cannon slots? Why?
Yeah, that's really
Oh.
good, man. Or you can even equip them with like over two modulators on top of that too, if you want to give
Mhm.
them even extra ones. And then, uh, what Hondo or not Hondo, Lando crew to help reroll all the dice with the
Yeah,
extra calculates. Gosh, it's so good,
yeah.
so good.
I mean, okay, here you go. You can have double cannons, so you have sync laser cannons, right? I can then on top of that, which you don't really, I guess you don't really need sync laser cannon, so you don't have to do it. But the calculate just makes it so spicy. Um,
Yeah,
and without that talent slot, I'm not worried about Notorious anymore because I would tell you if he came with a talent slot, Notorious is an auto include on him. I don't. They can make it 10 points and I'd still run it on him. Um, but he has the ability, and here's what I thought would be really spicy too, right? You get Cad Bane on there, so you can drop and boost. Oh man, so good. And you could put if at least it doesn't have a double crew slot because then you would be able to run super commandos on him, and that would be so good too. But so thank
yep.
God we don't have that. But he has two illicit slots. So I don't know, Zach, if you listen to this back, baby, you finally got a fire spray that's like Django. You got two illicit slots. No complaining now that your fire sprays to scum don't have two illicit slots because this one does.
Yeah,
Um,
and at 7 points too. I mean, you can run two of these fire sprays at 7 points, and then you can either put Han, or you can even run Doctor Afro, which we're going to come down to in a little bit, who makes a big splash in a bit. It's going to be really good.
all right. I don't know what I just did. I just wanted to rank it. Mm. All right.
Oh, you probably
I
need space.
personally, I to me this is an S tier. I think this is an S and with 18 loadout points.
Yeah,
I think
I
this is S tier personally.
I I think what holds it back for S tier for me is just the initiative at initiative one, which means that this could get potentially initiative killed. But this is definitely an A tier for me. Definitely an A tier.
All right. I really I don't know. I think this is finally we talked about last week what would give Boba a run for his money. This does right here. Like I can feel comfortable not running Boba with this fire spray. Um I really can. And again we've been talking about burnout thrusters. We've talked about putting Mando on there for the white reinforced to any ship. I mean, can you imagine um Bosk be able to get a reinforce without having to take the reinforce action and then Bosk could take a target lock? I don't know. Seems pretty good. Like to me, that seems
Yep.
pretty good too. So I don't
And the
know.
fact that you ignore stress too while they're performing the action. So boss could have
Mm-hmm.
been fresh on a full stop and then still take the reinforce action. It's really good. Yeah.
I I again I to me this really feels this is gonna say F you to tyranny, and there's like I get it's an I1, but this like again think about the blocking aspect of it. Not that blocking's the best thing in the world, but it's still pretty good. And you're gonna confuse somebody. You're gonna go in there really hard with him, and then somebody's gonna be like, "Ooh, he has a boost. I'm gonna boost away," and then they're gonna fuck up their whole maneuver, and you're gonna be like, "Good job."
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I don't mean to be a dick, but I expect in a tournament. I guess I probably wouldn't clap. All right. Let's move on before I'm super excited about Hondo though. And I'm sad I don't run Scum right now, but I will be running some Scum in locals. So watch out for me for some Hondo. Maybe this weekend. Maybe I'll get some
Yeah.
this weekend. All right. Lappin is a initiative 2 tie LN. While you defend or perform an attack, if the enemy ship is stressed, that ship's dice cannot be modified. It comes in at 3 points. It's got the notch stabilizer, so you can move through asteroids, and it has 7 loadout points, a cannon slot, a talent, and 2 mod slots. Again, what 2 mod slots? Whatever.
They took it away from the A wings to give it to the friggin' modded ties for the scum. That's what they did.
I like this ship. I don't like it that it's I2, but I really like it. I really like the fact that you're gonna tell. I mean, come on, 7 and 3 points right here. Like that's 10
Yeah.
points. What's the other one you can run? The other tie that you can run for 4 points. You're at 14 points with 3 ships. I don't know.
Yeah, I like the fact that this has a talent slot because you can run Marsh Stable Closure if you're going to go right through
Yeah.
an asteroid and give it a strain, and then you can
It's so dirty.
if they still are unable to like if they get stressed for any reason, you can even at initiative 0 they can't modify their dice if they're stressed if they take that red focus. So you can do a lot with this particular ship. This can lock stuff down, especially those double reposition aces that aren't able to like get rid of the stress easily. Lapin can do a lot of work against those particular ships. I would probably do an ion cannon and Marsh Stable Closure, and that's 7 points right there. If I wanted to get more aggressive, I could do an HLC, although it's unlikely you're able to hit with that or get that in line most of the time. But an ion cannon, so that way you can ensure where they're going to go at initiative 2. Pretty good.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's Ion Cannon, Mark Sable Closer. I don't think.
Yeah.
If they gave me 2 talent slots, I think it would be a different discussion. But
yeah, absolutely. This coming in at 3 points for Scum, pretty good filler. I would actually consider putting this in the list, especially with Dr. Afra giving out stress. I would put this at a B actually.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. Rank. I don't know what keeps happening. Stop going.
I'm not doing anything. That's you.
I know it's not you. All right, we're just going to say B. There you go. I can't spell my name because I can't see it. It jumps around. Boutois. Maybe you could go edit and put our name stuff in there as we're going through. There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
That's fine.
Dirge coming in at 4 points and 10 loadout value. While he says, I'm hard to kill. While you defend after the neutralize results step, if there are more hits and crits than your active shields, you may change 1 hit to a crit and cancel all hits. No, it says and cancel 1 hit result.
Yeah, so essentially, if you're, let's say somebody rolls a proton torp at you, right? So you have, let's say they get the full string, they roll 3 hits and a crit, right? So essentially, what you can do if you happen to roll 2 evades, you still have a hit and a crit that hasn't been canceled. So what you can do is you can turn one of those, the extra hits that hasn't been canceled, into a crit, and then cancel one of the hit results, leaving you now with hit, crit, crit. So your 2 evades that you would have rolled, assuming in this scenario, now cancel that hit and that crit that's left, and then you suffer the remaining crit that's coming through. So you've now reduced that proton torpedo shot down to a single crit, and it's still great. It's really good. You can even combo this with enduring to get a focus. Now the great part about this is that you can just take an evade action, and then if you have enduring, you can take that focus after you take that damage.
So hold on though.
Yeah.
If you roll a string of 3 hits and a crit, you're gonna take you, and let's say you roll nothing.
In that case, you would take hit, crit, crit, assuming they still had shields.
And so you're just saving 1 damage.
Yeah.
I thought it was canceling all of them.
No. You would cancel 1 hit result out of that 4 that's coming in.
All right, I don't like it anymore. I'm sorry. Like I think this is kind of dumb. Like, okay, I'm glad it's 4 points.
So think about it. It's like having a reinforce every single time.
I guess. But you're
Yeah.
taking a crit instead. So
I mean, it definitely has that drawback, right? Of taking that extra crit in there. But if you're able to like bank on that, or even if you equip enduring, which lets you cancel critical results first before you suffer damage, as long as you have enough evades to cancel those hit results, then you're canceling whatever leftover hit results left. So that's still pretty good. This is definitely a very, very good candidate for enduring.
all right, that's fine. I guess I can understand. I misread this whole time. I thought this was a decent ship to some extent. This is not. I don't think it's that great. With
I
only
think the
10 loadout
separatist
points.
version, yeah, the separatist version is better in my opinion. But yeah,
And we'll get to that in a minute. So my ranking for this is I don't know. It does have 2 talents. It does have 2 cannon, but you only got 10 loadout. You don't have a missile slot. So like you're going with an HLC. I think that's what you're going to go with because you're an I5 anyway, and your dead to rights will come in there. I think you roll HLC elusive, which is 6 points, and then you have 4 more points. How much is enduring? So you can't even
5.
do that. Like this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is
See,
stupid.
I don't know if I would run HLC. I get that you're trying to get that hit potential out of it, but this to me is just more of an objective grabber. And I think that's where its strength lies. It's just going after those objectives.
All right. So I'm giving this a C. There you go. You didn't put my name up there for ranking, so I'm giving it a C.
I would agree. I think that this version is a C.
And we're all right. You put the rankings in there. That's your job.
I'll put it in there.
All right, we're gonna move on. Dr. Aphra.
I'll
The next ship, an I3, so it's okay. I think these bigger base. Whoa! Did you just delete Dr. Aphra? Oh, you
no,
made
it
it
just went
smaller.
up. It just went up. I'm trying to put in our ranking in there.
Sorry. All right.
It's
like,
live. We're live, guys. We're live.
Screen.
Sorry.
All right. That dirge just really pisses me off. Anyway, I'm just gonna keep moving on. Dr. Aphra comes in at 6 points with 22 loadout. I don't know. I think that's pretty good, JJ. I think for 6
Yes.
I mean, what is Lot's loadout? Lot's Rozzy. What's her loadout? 14? 15?
Is 16.
Yeah. So here we have an I6 or a 6-point ship that comes in with 22 points. You are going to have to argue about whether you're going to put Greedo, which I don't think you do anyway because it's an I3, and you can put BT1 and 000 immediately because those are her droids. God. And you got enough points to Vader. Is Vader's not in this?
Vader.
God damn it.
You don't need Vader. You don't
give me Vader. No, I want Vader.
Vader
I want
is not
the schematic. I know, but I want it. I want it because I can. That's 14 points and 2 points for BT, and then 2 points for 000, and I still have leftover. Oh, I want my Vader.
Okay, so sad. The secret sauce for this particular ship is Lot Rozzy Crew, which allows you to spend your opponent's stress to give yourself an evade result, which is super strong with this particular ability. So if you're going all in on the different like stress mechanics on this one, man, Dr. Aphra is just really good at managing your opponent's stress, even like especially like when they're attacking at range 0, if they took a red focus, just being able to like take off that stress to like evade, man, perfect. Just really good, really strong. And when you combine that with Lappin, which is the 5 that we saw before, that works really well as there. I cannot wait till the Lancer becomes standard legal because I would absolutely run this with Asajj Ventress in the Lancer, 100%. And you can even fit Han Solo in that list as well.
No, she's 8 points. I thought.
Yes, Han is 6.
Oh,
Aphra
is 6. Okay.
and
All right.
and Asajj is 8. So you can run those 3 big bases that are dealing everything with stress, which Han works very well with Aphra, because with the title, you're adding dice if they have a stress.
Yeah.
It's really good.
So we're gonna have a Dr. Aphra build. I give Dr. Aphra an A. I think this is an A. I don't care that it's an I3. I really think this is an A. If it had been 7 points, it would have got a C for me. But at 6 points and you get a cannon slot too, right? So if you want to have a cannon on there, you can. Not that you're going to want to, but you can. And you get double. Oh my god, because you're going to be able to put contraband and FTC, and you get 2 crew slots. So you're going to put 000. You're going to put BT1, lots crew. I mean, you still have 1 million leftover points. You could put another shield upgrade, baby. We could put a shield upgrade on. Woohoo! We could put 2. Can we put 2? Can I get 2 shield upgrades?
Yes. Yeah,
No,
sure.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can legally do that, right?
No. Now here's the interesting
can
thing.
you do that? No, you can't.
No, you can't. No.
We're gonna find out
unique.
though. I want to see if it works. Is it unique?
Yeah, it is unique.
God, would that'd be so dirty?
Like you can't have the same upgrade on the same ship. That's
all right.
Of the game.
But it's not pipped, baby. Oh, if we go to extended extended.
Yeah, but you still.
And now I got my shield upgrade and my hull upgrade.
Yeah, there you go. Hull upgrade, shield upgrade.
And I'm gonna get me my BT1, and I'm gonna get
decimator. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want.
I definitely agree with your assessment, though. This being an A with the 2 crew slots, the 22 loadout value, and having those 2 elicits, Babu Frick is definitely one of the ones I would consider as well. Just being able to do, to keep away all those extra red tokens from like doing hard stops and stuff. Really great. I would also consider using, at least in the list, not necessarily on Aphra, having the Fen Rao crew, which lets you to get rid of your stress if you do a one straight maneuver. So that keeps Aphra constantly unstressed and being able to take actions. So it's really good. I like it.
All right. I don't know if I like. I don't think I like Bot. I don't think I like Babu.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean,
so hold on a second. We're gonna get rid of lots a second. False transponder. We're gonna get rid of that. We're gonna get rid of Contra. We're gonna go Zam. Where's Zam? And Zam's 11 points still.
Yeah, no, that's a big investment for that, man.
All right, see, then you almost have to get rid of 000 then.
Yeah, it's not worth it at that point. Yeah, that's like a staple for Aphra.
I don't know if I agree with that. I guess I get it because it gives you the calculate or they get the stress. I get that piece of it. It's a good thing Seventh Sister is not in here.
Or heck, you can even just go. You can do IG-11 or not IG-11, IG-88 crew. So you get the double calculate just to guarantee that you get Aphra's ability off constantly, and that gives you more loadout value.
Do IG-88 here?
Yeah, and then instead of 000.
Well, if you get rid of Zam, then you can put 000 back, right?
Yeah.
Man, you gain a calculate token, and IG says after you perform an action. So you could end up with 3 calculate tokens. If you had one more crew slot, I would put Zam in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would put Zam 100%. Can I get another crew slot? How do I get? Where's my drop seat bay? Give me a drop seat bay.
No such thing, buddy.
Damn it.
Nope.
I want my party bus back. I want a real party bus.
Yeah, but let's go on to the first order. So the first pilot that we have here for the first order is going to be DT-789, also known as Jace Rucklin from the Resistance show. He's an Initiative 4 TIE FO pilot. He reads, while you perform a primary attack, if you are not strained, you may gain 1 strain token to roll 1 additional dice. He comes in at 8 points with a talent slot, a tech slot, and 2 mod upgrades slots available there. This is easily a sidekick to Scorch, if not a replacement for Scorch, because you could easily just take that strain and not have to worry about anything else. You put in Optics and Fanatical on this, and you're good to go. This thing is going to be a powerhouse, and it's cheap. At coming in at 3 points in the list, this is easily an A.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with a 4. It's a I4, so okay. Merry Christmas to FO here, you know.
Yep, exactly. Easy.
Yeah, I don't think we have any argument here. Then we have Lieutenant Gaelic coming in. All right, an I5. We got an I5 with 8 loadout. 8 loadout. Now, the ability is only okay, right? It's only okay because another friendly ship at 0 to 2 has to be destroyed. You can perform a coordinate action even while stressed. While you coordinate, the ship you choose can perform an action only if the action is also on your action bar, which won't make a difference because it's going to be an FO or an SF anyway, 90% of the time. It has 8 points, a cannon slot, 2 tech slots. 2 tech slots. Like, what are you gonna like? I guess advanced targeting priority and
No, you're missing the crucial tech here. Biohex crypt codes. You take a target lock on one of your friendlies and you ignore the range restriction when you coordinate or jam. So you can use this ability and then coordinate from across the board to that ship that you have that target lock on.
all right. I don't know. I guess I don't know. I like this for 3 points. I like this ship.
Yeah.
Um,
At I5,
it's
yeah,
an
it's really
I5.
good.
I think it's I. How about this? It has a cannon slot in it, so it's tempting you to change it. I don't know. I want to say A, but I feel this is a B because the coordinate comes after somebody's destroyed, and it's not any ship destroyed. It's a friendly ship.
Yeah, I agree. It is based on friendly ships doing it. The only thing I could see this being semi-reliable is running this with Tina, the TN98 something droid or TIFO that lets you do a damage on that ship so that we could change a result to a critical result. So you can reliantly get that going. You can take that a step further and combine this with Agent Terex on the Siege class shuttle and give Tina a dead man switch. So that way you can blow that ship up, then do a coordinate action and do more shenanigans. But that's just a lot. That's like a Rue Goldberg machine there at that point. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's a B. There are other better options in FO, but this is really nice. This is cool.
Yeah, I mean, and again, I wish I had the missile slot personally because I'd put mag bolts on there. That's what I would do, and like to me, then it would be good, a little bit better. But yeah, the fanatic, you're gonna get the fanatical, and to me, you're gonna put fanatical. I don't know. There's fanatical advanced targeting priority and ion cannon. That's probably how I would start out with that.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
I still think it's a good ship, but I just don't think it's an A. So
Yeah, I agree.
all right, tell us about Lynn Gava.
So this one here, this is probably the one that I've been excited for the FO. So it's an Initiative 3 TIE FO pilot. It reads, set up after placing forces, assign the prime force speed condition to yourself and 2 other friendly TIE FO or TIE SF fighters that have no equipped modification upgrades. The condition for prime force speed reads, add a white slam action to your action bar. After you perform a slam action, you must suffer 1 hit damage and remove 1 disarmed token. So you can equip this here. We talked about this previously before. This would be excellent on quick draw. You're able to do a 5 straight and slam into a 5 straight and take a damage and immediately take a shot with quick draw and attack somebody there. So I was actually working a list with this, I was actually able to get quick draw with collision detector, trick shot, special forces gunner, and I forget what else. So essentially, you can trigger collision detector. You can run quick draw straight through any and all obstacles that you want. If you happen to land him right on an obstacle, you can trigger trick shot, so that way he's rolling 4 dice at that initial at both of the shots that he's going to take, and then coming back, you'll have an extra die that he can roll because they're going to be rolling obstructed, like shots back at quick draw. You can pair this up with another TIE SF pilot. I originally put Backdraft on there, which is a solid option. And then you can also fit in this list the Kylo Ren silencer with sensor scramblers, which on the system phase you can decloak 2 straight, then to a 5 straight, and then boost. You can do like a target lock boost or a focus boost and take a shot there as well. So this this leads to a very, very aggressive initial round 1 shot into your opponent's list, and this could definitely do some damage very early. This could end the game early.
Yeah, I give this an A plus. Just personally, I think because it comes in at 3 points, and you don't have to use the slam action. That's all. But just giving your your TIE fighter a freaking slam action, I don't know.
Heck, yeah. I mean, you can, and you don't even have to do the way I specified earlier. You can even wait till your opponent gets in closer, so that way you can do a 3 straight into a 3 sloop with quick draw to make sure that he's not getting shot back, and you're gonna get that shot into that ship. I mean, it's just really good.
Yeah, I actually dare say this should have been a 4-point ship, but I think it takes it out of the A plus tier status at 4 points. I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely a very. I mean, this will probably work only with certain lists. You're not going to see this in every type of list because you definitely want strong attackers to take advantage of the prime for speed. But beyond that, if you're trying to have a more balanced list, you're not going to see much play from Lingaba. Other than that, for what it does, it's definitely a solid A plus, just to allow you a very aggressive playstyle.
All right. Jewel Gerard. After you perform a boost action, you may spend 1 energy to remove 1 non-lock red or orange token. He comes in with 4 points with 13 loadout. So at least we won't get these stupid shenanigans for the electro chafe missile, really, because that's a pretty expensive electro chafe missile carrier, because you're only getting 4 other points to play with. You're gonna get 2 bombs, a gunner, missile, and a torpedo slot, which I think that's new for these ships. I don't remember them having a torpedo slot before.
Breach usually ran.
Okay, but that's breach. That's only breach.
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's an okay ability. So the only way I saw this like working out really, really well is adding on an engine upgrade to then allow you to have Daredevil. So that way during the system phase you can do the Daredevil boost and then immediately get rid of the stress from Daredevil. And then that opens up your options to bomb somebody. The only problem with that combo is that is 5 points, which leaves you at 8. So the only thing you can equip on there is either proximity mine and then 1 point for something else, and that's about it. That's all you can do. It is a spicy combo, but I don't know if that's your best use of this particular ship.
Now I give this I give this a C. This is a C to me.
Yeah, I agree. I would call this a C as well.
You know, I think it's a good filler ship. If you want a bomber, so I think this works as a bomber. Personally, as an actual bomber. But that's and again, it's not going to be proxies. You're going to be dropping. I would put seismics. I'd probably put seismics and protons on there. Is probably what I would do. Um, and that still leaves you with 6 points for something else. You can then put missiles if you want to put missiles on there. And I will tell you, a white barrel roll to target red target lock link is pretty spicy. I do like that, but again, then your ability isn't going to trigger. So I don't know.
Exactly.
Like it's meh to me. Meh.
Yeah, it's very you have to build around the ability in order for it to be reliable. And
you know what I would rather them do is dump the missile slot and then give the ship another like 5 points of loadout. That's what I would have done. Just because if you dump the missile slot, you get rid of the ability for it to take electro chase missiles, right? Which is what everybody's scared of. And if we get rid of electro chase missiles, we're done with that. No more missile slot, which we didn't think of when we talked about how to fix that. But get rid of the missile slot, and I still got a torpedo slot, right? I can still take ions. I can take plasmas. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Well, here's the horse shit. Agent Tyranny. What does Agent Tyranny do, JJ?
So this is a C-class shuttle pilot at Initiative 3. Agent Tyranny reads: setup before or after placing forces, you must assign the broken trust condition to that enemy ship. The condition reads: treat enemy ships as allied. Non-enemy ships treat you as allied. While performing an attack before declaring the defender, each allied ship in the attack arc that is not stressed gains 1 stress token. After you defend or perform an attack, if the defender was dealt at least 1 face-up damage card or was destroyed, remove this condition. So this essentially helps you break the condition that requires you to have friendlies, either in the attack arc or around you. Probably most notably the LAT in the Republic that allows basically all of its support abilities that rely on having friendlies around or to support friendlies. They're not able to do that. So you're basically not able to use any of those abilities. So this is kind of an anti-support piece. This also breaks coordinate actions since you're not able to coordinate friendlies because they're treated as allied and not friendlies. So it can really break a list if it's relying on those particular abilities here. Now this comes in at 5 points, which makes this the most expensive G-class shuttle.
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it does.
All the other ones are 4.
I thought Terex was 5 too. Did they lower Terex?
Yeah, the last points update. Yes. Yeah. Right. So this comes in at with 15 loadout, which is the same as Malorus, if I'm not mistaken. This comes with 2 talent slots, a tech slot, 2 crew slots, and 2 mod slots. So this easily fits Agent Terex's crew, and this also fits Captain Phasma in there, and then you can throw in Fanatical or what else you want in the town slot to finish that off. And this is a really, really chaotic, scummy Z-class shuttle pilot for the First Order.
So, I don't know. I really like this ship. The 15 loadout makes it really good.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sold on Phasma over Hondo. But let's just say Phasma gives out a stress token as well. So some of me wonders if that's overkill. But you still get 3 points left over.
Right, you could potentially double stress somebody though, because you remember while the ship that has the broken trust, they're not stressed. Okay, yeah, no, never mind. Yep. Yeah, you're right.
You cannot, because if you could, this would be S tier, and you would just ram Agent Tyranny in there and say good luck. I think if you put Phasma on Tyranny, you were taking 5 points and putting Tyranny up front and saying, give me a crit. and you can break the trust. I don't know if I agree with Phasma on this build. I don't know. We'd have to build around it, but I mean, just being able to give out that that stress, no matter what, it's just a stress spot. But I don't know. Personally, I think Hondo's the better,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
um General Hux. Can you even put General Hux?
Hux doesn't work unless you have a tactical officer as well, because you have to perform a white coordinated action.
Why does it allow me to put it on there then? It shouldn't do that.
Because the restrictions is just having a coordinated action. So you
Mm,
can do a regular coordinated action, which is fine. But in order for you to take advantage of his ability, you need to have a white coordinated action.
I see. And then I get into I feel Hondo is just better. I kind of feel Hondo's better, and you still have 3 points left.
Yeah,
Biohex
absolutely.
codes. Oh my god. You put biohex codes. Is that what you do?
Yeah,
That's what you
I
do.
would.
You put biohex codes and fanatical, right?
Hmm.
What else do you put? I guess you put composure. That's dumb.
Or you can take off biohex and put in proud tradition. So you could do a full stop and still get a focus if you want.
Yeah, I think you have to. I think that's what you do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really like biohex crypt codes though. Um, I do. I don't know.
So we're in agreement that this is an A for Tierney.
I would give this an A plus. Even at 5 points, I think this is an A plus.
Yeah, I agree. We're definitely going to see this pilot a lot in a lot of
Um,
first order lists.
Now, I will tell you, so I'm going to caveat my A plus here with that. I think this has strong counters to it, and so okay, I'm changing it to an A minus. There you go. It's an A minus. I'm changing it because I think there's some strong counters to this that we've seen tonight that fixes some of this. So I'm going to an A minus, and it's going to float that B range. And that's spicy because people are super upset by this ship right now.
Yeah, I agree. It's just the early reactions from what I was reading in the Discord. There are a lot of people who are worried about this ship, but honestly, I just think that people just haven't thought through like the full.
I mean, Seven
Yeah,
Sisters is gonna eat this ship alive. She's just gonna come around the side and go, "Hey, I don't care about any of you right now. I'm gonna come get you, baby."
yeah. Or if you're doing ace lists that don't rely on having support, I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I again, I will caveat this and say it's an A minus. I think, with the loadout value that we get with it because it's a Z shuttle. But again, it really needed to be 4 points to be broken. You know,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah. If it came in with 15 points at four, I would easily
Exactly.
think that that would be an S tier ship.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to the first, or sorry, to
All
the
right, D
resistance.
D. I'll just tell you right now,
we
it's a
have
D.
we have Taka Jamorisa in the Resistance Transport at Initiative 2. Reads, after you jam, you must assign one jam token to another ship at range 0 to 1 of the jam ship disabled. This comes with, at initiative, or sorry, at 4 cost with 15 loadout points. You have a talent, tech, 2 cannon slots, a torp slot, an astromech slot, an illicit slot, and a mod slot. So no crew slot for this, which makes this pretty bad. I mean, I guess you can't equip. Oh my gosh, it's a secret that one ship or that one crew member that can switch tokens. But the dial, I mean, you can fix it with R4 Astromech. Um, this probably is the only ship that will want to actually equip a jamming beam. just to take that ability. But it's at initiative 2. So I mean it's like unless you swarm tactics this, it's just really, really difficult to justify putting the ship in a list. I mean maybe there's an interaction that we're missing here, but it's just really hard to see how this is gonna be really good. I know Jam is strong, but at 4 points, it's a hard pass. It's a
It's a
hard no
one
on this one.
agility ship. This
Yeah.
thing's gonna burn into the ground.
I mean, it has the same health as a B wing. Don't get me wrong, but yeah. I mean, this thing is not meant for offense, and
I did
I
not
don't
give
know.
it a B.
Oh,
Take
sorry,
that off there.
D
Take
D.
that off
Sorry,
there. Motherfucker, that's a D right
it's a
there.
D. Yes, it is a D.
But I think maybe it's just that ship. I think what you do is you lose your 3 shields and you give that ship like and make it a 3-point ship and call it a day. Like
Yeah,
like I don't know. Like I mean, because the coordinate and the jam on that damn thing are like red. If they weren't red, like if they were both white, then I could justify this ship a little bit more. I think.
yeah. Without access to Corcella to get rid of all those stress, or C3PO to be able to at least have a red coordinate that also gives you a calculate token. I mean, it's really hard to make this an offensive piece in your list. So yeah,
Yeah.
no, I agree.
Yeah. What it needed is 0 cannon slots, 0 torp slots, and 2 crew or maybe 3 crew slots. That's what it needed. And I'd give it a B then. Even at
Yeah,
15 loadout, I give it a B. Yeah,
yeah, I
let
agree.
me put Finn in it, or all right.
Yeah, no. All right, so moving on here to the Falcon, Orlando Calrissian making a big debut here. At Initiative 5, he reads, after you fully execute a red maneuver or perform a red action, you may spend any number of charges to choose them at friendly ships at range 0 to 2. Those chosen ships may perform an action even while stressed. This comes in at 8 points at 20 loadout. It has a talent, a missile slot, 2 crew slots, a gunner slot, 2 illicit slots as well, a mod, and the title. So that we can do the Ray Falcon title on here. This this is going to be S tier for me. This is just way too
What?
good. This is
No.
S tier. Yes,
No. At 8 points?
8
No.
points. Here's the combo: Contraband Cybernetics, Corcella, and the title, and then fill in whatever the hell you want. You can even fit in Finn in here if you want to, and heroic for the extra the extra shenanigans. You can do a sloop and then trigger the ability, and then still use Ray's ability to do a red boost action with Lando to get into a better position, and then use the ability again if you manage to get somebody in range, and then use Lando's ability on himself if you don't want to coordinate anybody else. So you can essentially outmaneuver anybody you want and still give yourself an action after you do the boost.
But are you outmaneuvering if we know you're going to do a red action? Like let's be honest.
Hey,
It's
I
not
mean,
outmaneuvering.
there's sometimes there's going to be some occasions that no matter what you do, you're not going to be able to block that sloop with the Falcon because it just moves so much. And
Sure.
at Initiative
But if
5,
I know
he's
you're
going to be able
doing
to
that,
do
I'm
that.
just doing a Talon or
Okay, but then you leave yourself stressed with no tokens, and
this a
Lando
B.
has a juicy range 1 shot potentially with tokens, and the rest of his buddies can now take advantage of that as well. There's not many ships that are going to be able to counter that effectively. It is really good. And on top of that, being able to perform actions while stressed, I mean, it's just really good. It's really good. I'm telling you.
I think this is a B. At 8 points, I
Wow.
think it's a B.
Wow. A B? Oh my god, that's
Based on
harsh.
what I know about Resistance, I feel it's a B.
I don't know. I hard disagree there, but hey,
You
that's
can.
that's why X-Men is good, man. Exactly. We can disagree. That's fine.
I just here we can just look at it right now. We can just do everything. I can just do your job for you.
What? What are you looking at?
We're gonna go look at it. All right, hold on. I gotta switch screens.
In terms of slots.
Yeah.
So the ones I mentioned is
The Ray's Falcon.
the title. Yep. Contraband.
And you're saying
crew
you got to
slot,
put Cora.
Yeah, Corcella. Yep.
And here's your problem. And this is where I run into a problem, right? I know you want to put Finn. I know you really want to put Finn.
Mm-hmm.
But you really need Ray, and I don't even have enough points for Ray.
I'm okay either way. I mean, if I really wanted Ray, I would drop Contraband because you're clearing all your stress with Corcella anyway.
I'm sorry, I don't. I get the heroic, like I get that piece.
Well, you don't need heroic if you have Ray.
Well, unless you want to use your force on offense.
Well, you can only use heroic if you have 2 or more blanks, which with the Falcon you're only getting 1. That's why you need Finn to trigger heroic. Yeah.
I'm not seeing, because you're only going to get to coordinate one ship after you do the multiple ships. So okay, we'll just go with your build a minute, which I don't agree with. I don't agree. But here we go. We'll put Finn
and heroic.
I got 3 points left over. Oh, for Contra.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now I got to build a list around this. So we're just going to pick 2 A-Wings. I'm not going to even give them loadout.
Yep, you got Merle and Robbie, which are great objective grabbers. And then you can put in either the other Falcon Poe, which is really good, or you can put Trigger Happy Flyboy.
You can't put the other Falcon Poe in.
He's 6 points. Or sorry, 7 points, I should say.
Yeah, I don't have enough.
Oh, you're right. Okay, yeah. So it has to be Heralds of Hope Poe. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, Overtune thrusters and stuff. I mean, you got 2 A-Wings, which are really good at objectives. Merle being able to give out Strain, which will further boost Poe and Lando. I mean, that's good.
I'm not seeing it, I guess. I don't see this as like an amazing list. Like, I don't know. I mean, you could get. See, now I can't even run Finn anymore. I can run Rose, I guess, and Jaeger.
Yeah, Rose with 3PO. Great coordinator.
I think, like, that's how you have to run this. And I still don't like it, personally. I think to be S tier, he needs to come in at 7 points with his loadout. But anyway.
Well, while we're here, let's talk about the other Falcon pilot, Poe Dameron. At Initiative 6, reads, before you execute a maneuver, you may spend a charge. If you do, ignore obstacles during that maneuver. After you fully execute a maneuver, you may spend 2 charges to perform a white boost action or a red barrel action. Then if you perform a red barrel action, expose 1 damage card if able. Comes in at 7 points with 25 loadout. 2 Tannet slots, a missile slot, a crew slot, a gunner slot, an illicit, a mod, and the title. This one easily gets paired with Ray. This you easily put that in there just to get that force in there, and then you can fill out the rest of what you want. You can probably put in Rose Tico's crew if you really want to like take advantage of the constant target locks, or Corcella to get rid of the stress if you want to. This big base ship is going to be able to go into a lot of places, and it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, so this is where I say this one I feel is almost S tier here with the loadout value you get. It does hurt only being able to get 1. Yeah, see, I'm on the verge of A+ to S tier. It's between the two. I don't know. I'd have to build a list around it, but this coming in at 7 points, like, holy crap.
Yeah, I do agree. This is definitely a really good ship. The only thing that keeps me from picking this at the S tier is that its ability only affects itself, and it can't really
True.
it acts more as an ace. So it does need help from its upgrades in order for it to be effective in taking down like opponents, or even like trying to grab objectives. That's what kind of holds it back for me. So for that reason, I'll put it at A. The ability is still really strong. It has a ton of loadout with a lot of great options here. I mean, even with his base ability, if you're ignoring obstacles, you can put March Sable Closure on this, and you're giving out strain after you ignore obstacles. If you're going right through rocks, which is really great at Ice 6. Um, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I don't know. This is very borderline-ish for me,
Yeah.
honestly. I think this is really good. Like really good.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
All right.
next one.
Vanessa Doza from the Resistance show. I was really excited to actually see her come in, although coming in at Initiative 4, I kind of wish that she was higher. But her ability reads: while you perform a torpedo or missile attack, you may treat the front arc requirement as a rear arc for that attack. If you do, treat the range requirement as 1 to 2. She comes in at 5 points with 13 loadout. She's got a talent. She has a tech slot, 2 missile slots, an astromech slot, and two mod slots to finish off this particular build. I find it hilarious that this comes with torpedo requirement, but it doesn't have it natively.
I
mean, I
know.
guess that the weapon hardpoint technically works out as that, but I just found it funny not seeing it on there. You can easily equip this with barrage rockets if you wanted to, but I don't see why you would do that. Easily an APT being shot at range 2 after you fly past somebody. Easy.
I like barrage rockets, so
Yeah, I mean, being able to
you're a fire
have a
spray
great
now.
thing. Yeah,
You're
exactly.
now a fire spray. You don't need the barrage rockets for the front. It's for the back.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, all you need is a focus to trigger it. Yeah, that's true.
Mm,
That's
yep.
really spicy, actually.
Yes. Now you don't get the bullseye effect or whatever, but whatever. Like you are a mini fire spray for 5 turns every round, and you could do whatever you want, like whatever you want, and it goes.
Yeah.
And now it's a range 1. So barrage rockets couldn't be. It used to be range 3, and now
Yeah.
it's not. No.
Yeah,
And so
that's true.
you're going to be able to shoot range 2 to 3 out the front and 1 to 2 out the back. This is an A plus. I love this ship. How about this? I want this ship to be better than probably what it is. I love this ship though. Just
Yeah.
hands down. I love this ship. I would run this ship. Sorry, Corey, over Elo every day of the week. I just would. I don't care that it's an I4. You have enough points in there to run Bras Rockets at 8 points, and you still have 5 points. You can still run Heroic. You could run Advanced Optics if you really want to.
Ooh, Heroic and Optics and oh man.
No, you can't have all of them. You can only
I would do Optics over Heroic if I'm running Barrage Rockets, just so you can spend that focus to change a blank into a hit. Yeah, that's really good.
I mean, I don't know. I'm happy. I'm very happy they didn't give this any more loadout points, because this is the one I was very worried about if it got a double missile slot. I mean, okay, how about this? You could run Heroic, Diamond, Boron missiles, and Advanced Optics together, just so you know. And you still have 1 point left over. And then you can, on top of that, run Munitions Failsafe. So
yeah,
this
there's so many loadout options with this.
Oh I love it. I think it's great. You could run 2 different types of missiles if you want. You could run clusters and fucking ion missiles if you want. Like
clusters or mag pulse.
Yeah.
Whatever you need.
There you go. And that's 8 points. And then you still get the advanced optics, or you can still run the heroic, and then you have 3 points for an astro mech. Come on. Like, I don't know. This I do not think this is an S tier ship at all. And I'm happy this is not an i6, because can you imagine
Oh
if
heck
this was
no.
an i6 or even an i5? Oh
i5, this would
man.
be that would be pushing S for me,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, i4, it's a solid A, and it has a lot of different options. This is going to be probably one of the most versatile ships that you'll see for the
Yeah.
Resistance.
And
And yeah,
here you go. Here's AMG going, have 2 mod slots, baby. And you're like, I'm not gonna put a shield upgrade on. Go fuck yourself. Like, well, I'm never gonna do that. Ever. I don't care. You kill it. Kill it. It's 5 points. I'm gonna get so much utility out of this thing.
yeah,
Oh man. I
yeah,
hands down, I love this shit. This is my new favorite resistance ship right here.
yeah,
Hands down.
really good. So the next one here, the last of the Resistance pilots, the new ones, we have Zay Versio here in the T-70 coming in at Initiative 3. It reads, while you defend, if the attacker is damaged, you may reroll 1 defense die. Coming in at 4 points. This is the cheapest T-70 that we've seen, with 7 loadout points only, which is fair. 2 talent slots, a tech slot, an astromech slot, a mod slot, and of course the configuration. Um, at first I was kind of wondering like what talents I would put on this to make it really good. I wondered if heroic would actually work on this, if you're re-rolling a dice, and then I got to thinking, right, that if you roll a blank focus, you can it's essentially re-roll the focus, and if it ends up becoming a blank, now that triggers heroic, which will enable you to re-roll the other blank that you had, and that could potentially give you um, an evade there. So you could essentially do that if you wanted to. Pretty decent. I'm kind of still trying to figure out like what kind of upgrades I'll put on Zay. But hey, if you wanted to put in M9 G8 to like provide those rerolls for everybody else, this is a solid option at 4 points. Really great.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this is a B plus. I would put this at a B plus. I
Yeah.
don't. I mean, I'll be honest. It goes close to an A because it's 4 points. I mean, we're talking. It's a 4 point. That's a 4 point T70. That's
Yeah.
this. So this is what we've been asking AMG to mess around with a little bit. And I guess once we get this damn thing on the table, we'll find out. Like if they because you could put heroic and elusive on this stupid thing.
Hmm.
You have 3 more points to play with. Um,
Target synchronizer.
Yep, target synchronizer. You could put Barosphere paint.
Oh yeah, fair
Um,
share. Yeah.
like I think that's how I would probably run that. But I mean, it's like Merry Christmas. Like you have 3 different ways to re-roll defense dice. Not that you can do them all at once, but you get 3 different. You essentially will always re-roll defense dice in some way, shape, or form. And you're the objective guy, girl.
Yep. Exactly. You grab the objective and you just keep it and just hold it.
Yeah.
And yeah, and with Ferris to your paint, I didn't even think of that. You're going to be giving out stress tokens most of the time. That's really good.
Yeah. I think this is a solid B plus, borderlining an A, and I think we'll see if the variance goes in favor. People are gonna hate this ship because you're not gonna be able to kill it. It's like, oh, it rolled 2 blanks. Oh fuck, heroic. Oh, it rolled at least 1 evade. Oh, so essentially, if you're dumping 2 dice in on this, you're usually gonna get 0 damage. If you're dumping 3 dice in, you're probably coming out to 1 to 1.5, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And after that, considering what else is going to be on that list, do you really want to waste all that effort into trying to sink the ship versus everybody else? I mean, it just makes you it forces you into bad choices, and that's what's really good about Zay. That's really great. So
All right, let's talk about some A wings. Where's Nobby?
yeah, right. Exactly. Where's Nami? So the RC2 A wings for the Resistance definitely got a buff here. So we have we'll start with Lula Lampard coming down to 4 points now and giving 12 loadout points. Burl Corbin coming down to 3 loadout or 3 cost for it with 4 loadout points, which means that you can still equip heroic and put Something else in there. I don't know what else you put with 2 points left over. Ronith Flario just getting a bump in their loadout value to 12. Same thing with Sir Linda. Still remaining at 4. Taliesin Lintra, which is one of my old favorite A-Wings, coming down from 5 points to 4 points
Hold
with
on.
12 loadout value.
3 talent slots, baby.
Yep.
3 talent
3 talent
slots.
slots. Exactly.
And a torpedo slot.
Yes. So I was actually looking at this because she used to have a missile slot back in the day, but now she has a torpedo slot, and I'm considering, like, I usually used to run her mainly just for defensive buffs. So I would put like elusive or predator, especially if you're trying to get your opponent in there. So naturally, Prockets would have been really really good with Taliesin. But with the torpedo slot, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would put elusive, heroic, and predator, and then I don't know what else I would fill from there.
Yeah, I'm at 4 points with 12 loadout. This, like, to me, this is an auto include almost,
Yeah.
like, in a resistance list. Again, when we talk about these 4 points, and remember when you said, "Oh, Lando, blah 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 blah," and I'm saying, yeah, fuck Lando, because, like, at 8 points, Lando is not as good as he would be at 7 points. Can you imagine if Lando was at 7 points right now? I could run Lando. I could run um uh Versio. I could run Tally, and
Yeah.
still have points left over. Like, so good. Just so good. Like, I think Tally's the winner of this whole thing, right? And I think
Yeah.
we're all just gonna see Tally. Like, you just gonna he's just 3 talent slots. You don't even
Yep.
have to equip anything else. Just, what can I put in the talent slots for 12 points? You know?
Again, you can still fit optics in there after
Oh,
equipping all those
I
talents.
I
Elusive, predator,
know.
and heroic. So good. Yeah.
Oh.
So going on, we got Robbie Trice or Tice coming in at 3 points as well. So now we have 2 RZ2A wings that have 3 points now to fill into the squad. Also having just 4 loadout value. Zari Bangle coming down to 4 points, and then Blue and Green Squadron also to 4 points respectively as well. So now we got some options here for the RZA wings to compete with the very very well seen and prolific Y wings that we've seen here for the Resistance. I'm absolutely sure that Merle and Robbie might be staples in the Resistance now to give some competition to Finn. I mean, they're good.
Yeah, thank
They're very
God.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially Merle. I think Merle at 3 points is worth it. So think about it this way: you can run 7 and 7. That's 14 points, and that
Hmm.
leaves you with 6 points left. You can run 1, 2, 3, 4 A wings, 5 A wings, and BB-8. You could have a
Oh,
6.
that's gross.
I just want to
Oh,
run the A wings now. Like, thank you, AMG. You did something good for one.
yep, exactly.
Yeah, which is probably why Poe, in fairness, is probably why Lando is 8 points. But
Yeah, exactly. So moving on here to the Galactic Republic, we got Adi Galia here in Initiative 5. She comes in both the Delta 7 and the 7B. Her ability reads: while you defend at while you defend at attack range 1, you may spend 1 force. If you do, the attacker cannot apply the range bonus. And while you perform an attack against the defender at range 3, you may spend 1 force. If you do, the defender cannot apply the range bonus. So very similar to Grand Inquisitor. The Delta 7 variant comes in at 5 points with 12 loadout, comes with a Force and Talent slot as well as an Astromech and a Mod slot. And then the 7B version comes in at 7 points with 18 loadout, also with Force, the Talent slot, and the Astromech and a Mod slot as well. I don't know if this. I mean, at 5 and 7 points for the 7 and the 7B, I'm looking at Anakin, who's the same price, initiative higher, and has a lot more loadout. I would say.
yeah, I would agree. I to me, these are. I think the 7B is a C tier. And then I think the one without it is B tier. So
Yeah, I agree.
Um, the CLT Jedi at 5 points is nice to give me another option that's not Obi. Um, so I'm good on that. I think I'm good on that. No, though that's the B tier one. I think that's the B tier one for me.
Because of the points value.
Yeah, because of the point, and it gives me something that's similar to Obi. And gives me a little bit more of a defensive. I think the other one's a C for me. I think the
Okay.
7B is a C.
Okay.
I don't care
Uh,
about the whatever you have you have 18 loadout.
yeah,
Oh, I
exactly.
could run Foresight and Snapshot. There you go. Fuck you.
If this came in with one more force point, then I would consider this putting in the B category. But there's just so much competition right now in the Republic at their initiatives that I don't think that this is going to see a ton of play. This is probably one of the more aggressive Jedi's that we've seen so far for their ability, but you're spending your ability for that, and you can't really take too much. Um, you can't take too much advantage of fine tune controls if you're planning to use this ability
Yeah.
consistently. And then on top of that, having that force for defense helps her survive. So it's definitely not a ship that's going to survive a scrum for very long if it gets concentrated on. So yeah.
Here you go. Kit Fisto D. There you go. Like that's my ranking for Kit Fisto. I don't care about the ability. I don't care about anything. It's an Ada. It's a D.
Yeah.
It's
So Kit
you get
Fisto.
a fucking target lock is like who
Yeah.
thought that was a good idea?
So just for our listeners, Kit Fisto comes in the Ada Ectus 2 at Initiative 4. It reads, while not a friendly ship defense, if the attacker is in your bullseye, you may spend one force out of its 2 that it has to change one of the defender's blank results into a focus result. So this is essentially like Tally Lintra back in the Resistance, except that you're spending your force in order for you to essentially change a blank into a focus result. So you're spending mods in order for you to get this ability off reliably. With only 2 force points and you only have 3 hull, uh, I mean, you got 2 talent slots. I mean, you could take patience and maybe get this off reliably,
No,
but
just all right.
I
We're
mean,
moving on.
yeah.
It,
So you
it
said D.
it's D for me. D, flat out
I
D.
I'll be nice and I'll give it a C
All right.
because there are some uses, but yeah,
No, it's a
you have
D.
better options at 4 points. Yeah.
Sorry. I just I don't know.
All right, so moving on, we got Sicko and the Lats. This one coming out of Initiative 2. It reads, after you execute a basic maneuver, you may assign the sickening maneuver condition to yourself. It reads, you can execute red maneuvers even while stressed. After you reveal a bank or a turn maneuver, you must gain 1 strain token and execute that as a side slip. After you reveal a straight maneuver, you must execute that maneuver as a red Kyogre turn. After you execute this maneuver, remove this condition. It comes in at 5 points with 12 loadout, and it has a talent, 2 missiles, 2 crews, 2 gunners, and a single mod slot to finish it off. I was initially excited for this. I do think that giving it only 12 loadout points was probably the right call. Uh, um, I don't know. What do you think?
I'm sad by the low loadout value. I understand why they did that because they're sick of flats just coming in and wrecking things.
Dominating. Yeah.
Um, it may and I say that because I think this lat doesn't live as long. To be perfectly honest with you, um, I think with the loadout value, it's only a B minus. Um, because I think you're not going to be able to keep yourself alive. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like what's
Like
the best use of like the different crew slots that can really take advantage of its maneuverability here. I mean, the only thing I can really think of is Corky Kreese being able to constantly keep that front half in in play for the rest of your ships. This is definitely the more maneuverable out of all the lats. And it also helps, with fire conversions as well, just keeping that lat in different locations.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I mean, I have a hard time like equipping this to make it an effective attacker.
All right. How about this? So here you go. I'm giving it a B plus. I changed my mind. It's a B plus, and I say that because I think being able to use it still as the like if I take this and I put this next to Hawk, I take this over Hawk. And Sean will disagree with me till I'm blue in the face and tell me Hawk's a million times better because everybody gets free boosts. But I think this is better. Because it's a side slipping. I'm sorry. Right now, I don't know. I'm tempted to make this an A now. Damn it, you're talking me into an A, even with the loadout points.
No. I
It's just
hard disagree there. No, B is the limit here. That's it. All right, so I get what they're saying about Hawk and stuff like that, and I think it just depends mainly on the list that goes around this particular lat, right? If you obviously have ships that like to go fast, that want those repositions in order to outmaneuver opponents or get into better spots, Hawk is the lat that you take to back up those particular ships. If you're running other ships that are slower that need that support, and you just want that support piece to kind of go around the edges of the board, or to get into a better spot where it can stay out of the way and still support the rest of the list. Sicko is definitely the lat for that particular job. So it just depends on the pieces that go around that ship, and that's what determines which one is better for that situation. So
yeah. I guess I don't know. I still like it. I still think there's some viability to this.
yeah, it's definitely viable, definitely, but I wouldn't go as far as to say it's the best lat out of all of them.
All right,
Yeah.
Gavin Sykes is the next one. Man, there's how many damn pilots do we have?
Have a lot, man. We still got CIS, man. We still got a lot.
I know, which I'm excited for, by the way.
Yeah, so Gavin Sykes here in Initiative 3, he's flying the Naboo N1 Starfighter. He reads, while you defend or perform an attack, if the speed of your reveal maneuver is greater than your enemy ships, you may re-roll your blank results. Coming in at 4 points, 16 loadout, has a talent, a sensor slot, there we go, a torpedo slot, a astromech slot, and a mod slot here to round it off here. This is actually a very respectable ship. You're able to take a target lock if you wanted to, and then use your ability to reroll blanks without having to spend that lock. Pretty decent. I mean, if you're able to get the shot off with like a proton torpedo at Initiative 3, you're pretty much shooting into a unmodded ship, unless they somehow miraculously still have mods. And you're going to deal some pretty good damage there, and it also works on defense there too. So it's a very, very good ship. I think that this is a ship that's worth testing out and running with to see how well it does.
Yeah, especially at 4 points. I think this is a great. Again, it's still a little hard because it's only 2 agility, right?
Yeah.
Like, but
and it relies on you going fast.
It does. But I mean, when we talk about Rick-O-Lay, so does Rick-O-Lay, right? And Rick-O-Lay is 5 points. I think this. I don't really want to say this is an A, but this is between a B plus and an A minus right there. I don't know. I guess it's probably going to be a B plus. I don't know if you can give it an A.
I would agree that this falls in the B category, mainly because the lower initiative and the fact that it only has 2 agility, but having that evade token regularly with full throttle, you can actually do juke and the APT if you wanted to. I mean, that's a very very big bunch, or plasma, yeah,
or ions.
Yeah, which at that point, that's where it feels good. So I don't know. I mean, it definitely has its uses. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't know. We will see. I think that 16 loadout really helps it though.
Yeah.
Because again, you don't have the sensor slot you don't care about anymore. You just don't care.
Yeah. I mean,
Unless you want to
like
run
collision sector, but you're wasting your points
passive.
on that. Or passive, actually. Yeah,
You can run passive because then that's a 5 points out of the 60. That still leaves you with 11.
Hey, it has enough points to run a shield upgrade. Just saying.
All right.
All right. So, moving on here to the Initiative 1 Torrent Slammer. It reads, after you fully execute a maneuver, you may spend 2 charge to perform a slam action even while stressed. Comes in at 3 points with 7 loadout. It has a talent slot, 2 missile slots, and a mod slot. I don't know why they give us 2 torpedo slots and you don't have enough to run barrage rockets.
Yeah. This is
so
This is C.
So this is where I disagree, right? Because the slam action that you do with Slammer happens before the action step. So you can actually move, then slam, and then claim an objective after that if you wanted to. So this can aggressively go in there and get it, or if you have like a salvage token, you should still be able to slam. If I'm not mistaken, I had to read that.
No, you can't.
The stop.
You can't do
I thought it restricted boost and barrel, but I'll have to double check that. But still, for blocking objectives or grabbing objectives at I1, this is really good. I mean, you can even you can make it all the way to the other side of your opponent's side of the board to grab that one objective that's on there and take it away before they can claim it on their end at Initiative 1. That has some value.
You can't claim it. I guess you can. I guess you could claim it.
Yeah, because you claim it after you do the slam action. Yeah, let's pull that up just to make sure.
Yeah, you can't perform slam actions right here.
Okay, but you can still claim the salvage after you do the slam. So
yeah, I give it a C. I think if it had a little bit more loadout points, it would be it would be a B, but I see it as a C. I can't even equip a damn shield upgrade.
I think I'll give it a C plus because it has potential, but I mean you can equip diamond born missiles on it, just like Seb says in the chat. But you're spending your action to take a target lock for that, and at Initiative 1, I don't know if you get that off reliably. So it has potential, but C plus, especially since there are a lot of great options at 3 points in the Republic right now. So,
all right, look, they fixed the card for these tri-fighters. They now got focuses. I don't know what happened. Valen Das. After you fully execute a red maneuver, you may choose an enemy ship at range 1. Then that chosen ship gains a strain token, and you remove a stress token. So this is an Elo, or not Elo, a Neonov like esque
yes
thing. I'm down for this. I feel this is borderline A, with the 12 points of loadout and an illicit. Gets a fucking illicit, dude. Like, I don't think you put Notorious. I think that's bad. But you can fit Notorious in here if you really want to. I think I don't know why it gives you a missile slot too. I don't need missile slots. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that this is definitely an A. I think Notorious is definitely an option. I mean, you could do Deadman's and Notorious if you wanted to, and then whatever you want for missiles. But this is so good. Being able to give out that strain at Initiative 5, you're moving over after a lot of different ships, and hopefully being able to outmaneuver it. You're not able to equip the intercept boosters on this one, so you can't do the slams. But still, this is a really, really solid ship.
Yeah. I mean, you can put Juke on here, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think this ship, and hear me out, like, you can execute a red maneuver, so you can do your turnarounds, right? Then you have the ship at range 1, kind of like Anakin. You get rid of you give it a strain, you get rid of your stress, and then on top of that, what you're going to do with it is you're going to say, okay, now I'm going to take a barrel roll and a red evade.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it's for right now, I feel it's an A for 4 points compared to what we have been getting. And maybe it's just because we haven't been getting a lot. I think if you made this 3 points, I don't know. It's an I-5 too. I don't know. I really like this ship. I'll be honest. I think I really do like the ship.
I think Elusive is probably one of the better calls for this because you can reliably do red maneuvers and recharge your Elusive on this all the time. And then
Elusive and shield upgrade.
Yeah, Elusive and shield upgrade. Yeah, 10
and
points.
Dead Man switch.
Yeah, Dead Man switch, exactly. And you get a lot of versatility with this particular ship. Yeah, it's so solid. I can't wait to try this out.
Yeah, I kind of agree. This reminds me of an Interceptor a little bit. I think you're right. I think it's an A.
Yeah.
All right. This is an F tier ship. Just put F for me. It's okay.
An F?
Yeah, it's an F. No one will ever run this ship.
Yeah, right.
If you see Aurora Sing, don't run it. It's not worth it.
So Aurora Sing is the new hot fire spray coming in at Initiative 4 for the Separatists. It reads, before you engage, you may spend 1 force. It has 1 recurring force on the bar. To choose 2 enemy ships at range 0 to 1, transfer any number of orange and red tokens between those 2 ships. Yeah, this coming in at 8 points with 18 loadout points, has a talent slot, 2 cannons. It has a bomb slot, an listen slot, a mod slot, and the title slot here. This, it's good. I'm glad it does not have a crew slot so that we can have 2 force. No, thank you. And this thing can do a ton of work. You can actually run this, Jango Fett, and Dirge, which we'll cover in a bit, at 4 points, or you can do 2 vultures, namely Iron Assembler and DFS with Discord missiles as filler to go grab objectives while the fire sprays go out and play. Gosh, it's really good. As far as the ability and how you can trigger it reliably, strain is a very big thing. I think this is a prime candidate for Notorious because you can, especially at I-5, if somebody shoots at you, you can Notorious, and then if they're at range, you can transfer that strain to somebody else and shoot them if they have no tokens, or if you're trying to kill like a priority target. This is just great. Absolutely great.
Yeah. So this is a Z. This is Z. You give this a Z rating. Nobody should ever run this.
It's gonna get banned. Word on the street.
It's not gonna get banned. Nobody's gonna ban this shit.
Oh man, I just wish. So the subtext with this, right, is Bane of the Jedi. I kind of wish that this had an ability that like was very anti-Jedi tech, which I mean it really isn't. It doesn't have much, but yeah, this is just such a solid ship. I love it.
Yeah. So hear me out. Sunfac and this ship. This is why I wanted this at 7 points, but Sunfac and this ship are still pretty bloody good together. Like Sunfac giving out tractor tokens, and then you being able to say, "Oh, we've already moved you. We're gonna barrel roll this one."
Oh my gosh, I didn't think about that. The tractor passing. Oh my gosh, that is gross. Oh,
exactly.
Man.
Yeah. Like it's it for me. This is not S tier. I don't think this is. I think Hondo's a little bit better than this, even with this force point. If this had come in at 7 points, it would be S tier, which is what I predicted it was going to come in at, and I failed. Obviously, it did not come in at 7 points.
Are you surprised that this has no force talent slot?
Yes, it pisses me off too. I know why they have that. I know why. There's a great reason why, because they're telling you will save your force if you want to do your ability until your churn. Do not spend it on offense or defense. You know, you're going to spend it on your ability. And because if it had a force slot, just give me hate. There we go. I'll take hate.
Exactly. Hate.
I'll take malice. Either one. Like it wouldn't even be a question at that point. It'd be like, which one do I want to run just today?
Yeah. Exactly. Still, I'm excited to have another fire spray for the separatists there as an option to Django. So great.
Yeah. And if anybody wants to fly against the double fire spray list after this tonight, let me know. I'll be happy to take somebody on because I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not super sold in CIS that double fire sprays are amazing, but you can run Boba, Aurora Singh, and Grievous just as an FYI. Like,
Yep.
not saying Boba's Fett's really good, but I'm saying it might be. So I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's move on to Dirge, who I'm disappointed has only 10 loadout points, but you can fit Savage on here. You can fit Savage. You can fucking fit Savage on here still. They are
Yep.
like, oh, we're gonna give this Dirge the title. Don't worry about it. You can have the title, and oh, you can run Savage. We're okay. Like, just you can spend all your points on Savage. I will tell you,
So
I don't think that's the proper use of it. And
yeah,
I'll be frank, if it had 18 points or 16 points, then that's an absolute staple. But at 10 points, I think there's better things you can do with your ship. Just
yeah,
personally.
I do agree. Now it is an Initiative 5 rogue class starfighter pilot.
It's better
Um,
than Cat Bane.
exactly. It reads, when you would be destroyed, you may spend one charge to reveal all your face down damage and cards. If you do, discard each direct hit and each of your damage cards with the pilot trait. Then repair all of your face up cards or damage cards. Coming in with at 4 cost 10 points with a talent slot, double cannons, illicit, double bonds, and the title there. I absolutely agree. Savage is not the right call for Dirge. Just eating up the rest of your slots, it's going to severely impact his performance for offense. I mean, I think he's probably one of the ones that I just for efficiency, HLC or a proton cannon on this, just so I can have an option to have a greater attack dice than 2 on this one. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, Deadman Switch probably a good call, but I don't know what else I would put on this. I mean, I was taking a look at all the different crew options here for CIS, and I really don't have a good answer for what good crew will be on him, other than Grievous, and which
Yep.
you want Grievous in your list 9 times out of 10 anyway. So I mean, it's a tough call.
Yeah. I give this a B plus. I don't think this is I think with the lower points, it's not an A. If you had given me 15 points, this would easily be an A tier chip. I mean, and again, and again, if you look at direct hits and all these other things, like when you're in CIS, if you run this with a droid swarm, his ability to live longer is limited. If you run this in a 3-ship list, his ability to live longer is a lot higher. So
Yeah.
I think he has more value with a Grievous list and with Grievous and him, that's 9 points. Zam, you can run him, Grievous, Zam, and a 2-point droid. I which I think, damn it, now I think about that, that's kind of good. Or you can run it with Django or Aurora and then run a bomber.
Yeah, exactly. Or
I
heck,
like,
even
how about this? I like it, and I think it's a contender to replace my 2 droids. I'm very sad though. I'm going to lose Discords, but at the same token, being able to live, I think, is still pretty good. So,
yeah, especially when you're considering like objectives, right? Like being able to still like go after those objectives and stuff at Initiative 5. It definitely has its uses. Absolutely.
So now we have the Kel Radu AI holdouts coming in at 2 points with 7 loadout. I think this, even at an I2, is again, did they ever clarify the barrel roll to focus, or is it barrel roll? Is this a focus ship or
So it does have a droid brain and it has a organics pilot in there. So it has both. So it has the option for you to take a calculate or for you to take a focus, which means that this can use the Discord missiles to launch it. However, it does not have the ability to use independent calculations. So this actually might work out if you're running a Kraken build or even a TV94 build to spend that calculate on there. So it has its uses there. However, the ability it reads after you are destroyed, you may transfer each of your locks and green tokens to another Calrado AI holdout at range 0 to 3. Um, I don't know if the ability is really good because you're in order for you to do that, you have to take the target lock action, or you can equip the tracers on this, so that way you can get target locks. But I mean, it's not the most efficient. It's definitely an option with the barrel into focus, but you don't have struts, so you're not able to go over rocks like the other vultures can. So for me, that kind of puts this at a C.
Yeah. I was kind of thinking the same thing because that's what I was looking at. I was like, yeah, because we lose that strut ability. Yeah, I'm gonna probably tell you the same. It's got, yeah, it's probably a C. See now in
Yeah,
Yasby they have it a barrel roll to calculate, and oh no, they don't. Never mind. No, they don't. Ignore me.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I don't. I can see the use at 2 points, and I can see the use. But you're still only rolling 2 green dice, right? You
hmm
know, so your focus is less worth it. It would have been better if they had added an evade to this. If they had added an evade, this would be an easy B. This is probably a C plus. I think this might be a C plus. I don't know. Um, you sacrifice one for the life of the two ships, and that seems kind of good.
yeah, maybe.
I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
I'll
It's
have to see it in play, and I think this is one that definitely needs help from a tech droid to make it more
yeah.
efficient.
Which then
But
lowers
beyond
this
that,
rating, right? Because now I have
exactly.
to add all this other shit to do it, and to get a tactical droid, I have to run Seer, Watt.
Yeah,
I have to run Seer or a stupid HMP, and those are it. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And Seer
It's
doesn't
hard.
even work with these things very well. It's no, I agree. It's a C. So
Yeah, yeah. Now, the one that I absolutely put this at A tier, maybe even possibly S tier, we have the Initiative 1 Iron Assembler here. After a friendly ship at range 0 to 1 skips its execute maneuver step, and you do that with the struts, you may spend a charge. If you do, if there is an asteroid or debris cloud at range 0 of it, that ship may repair 1 damage. And
this
this
is
coming in at 2 costs with 5 loadouts. It has a missile slot and 2 mod slots, as well as the configuration, so it can actually go onto rocks. It can also equip independent calculates and still have room for another mod if it wants to.
yeah. You can. I to me, this is S tier. I think this ship is S tier right here. I guess you could give it an A because it's an I1 and it can still be aced off the board. But I'm going to be frank. If you spend all of your energy acing that, it's an A tier because yeah, if you're gonna, you could spend all your energy acing that thing off the board. So you can still lose it in one round, and then you won't be able to use the energy the next round. But I don't know. This is 100% borderline S tier, like
I think
hands down. Like,
I
am I going
think
to take
this
this
is
over? Am I going to take
yeah,
this one over a separatist drone?
yeah. I'm
Every day of the
yeah,
week. I
every
don't
day.
care that it's an I1.
Yeah, this right now, this particular pilot, when you combine it with TV94, the Evade for Strain um, droid, I mean, this is money because you can slowly keep up the health of your droids, and then Iron Assembler is there to help repair that damage that ship took, even itself.
Yep, this is S
Um,
tier. This is,
yeah,
think
yeah,
about it, and we're gonna go back. We're not gonna talk chess theory or any of these other things, but think about it. when I usually place like salvage, or if I place it's going to be salvage or assault of the satellite, I go right behind the center one and then I put it there. And if my opponent is like not smart enough to put they have to put an asteroid or something, for the most part, I think I can almost always get something right next to it and land on it round one and just sit there. And yeah, you come in, take 3 turns to come get me. I've
Mhm.
scored 2 points. I'm worth 2 points. Go whatever. Then you blow me out of the water. I don't care. I agree with you. I think this is S tier.
Yeah,
I will
absolutely.
say this is probably for the points value is S tier. And I hate saying that because I don't want to see it go up in points.
Even at 3 points, I still think this would see play just because it's just really good. This makes me want to run a droid swarm with TV94 just to really get the maximum effect for Iron Assembler. I mean, it's really good for droids. Absolutely.
I have one. I run it a lot. This
Hey,
replaces your Holocron droid right here. There you go.
oh heck yeah. Oh heck yeah. Yeah.
And I don't even have to put discords if I don't want on it. I could put energy shells.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. Use energy shells for it. Absolutely.
Because then it just sits there, and if you get close enough, and you don't ace me off the board with everything you got, I'm gonna shoot you with my energy shells at range 2 to 3. Yeah, so suck it, baby.
Yep. And can you imagine having 7 of these vultures and a tech droid to boost them with all energy shells? It's good. It's really good.
You're killing me. But yes, stop giving away our secrets, JJ. I
All
don't know.
right, and that is the end of all these reveal points that we got here from the points update. Um, Winners and losers in the factions. Who do you think got the best pilots?
So I'm gonna say CIS, because they got a force fire spray. Just saying, like that seems pretty good for 8 points. Just saying, like to
Yep,
me,
I agree.
that's the biggest winner. Other than that, I would say FO hands down. Hands down, FO is probably the next biggest winner, and then I would say after that, Resistance. And then I would say, shit, I gotta look at all the factions. So then, what did I say? CIS, FO, Resistance, Rebel, Empire, and then I don't care which one. Then Scum. I guess Scum's next then. And then after Scum, it would be Republic. And I want to give Scum more, but all they got was Hondo. Like you got Hondo. They didn't fix Scum. We got Hondo.
Afra,
That's it.
Afra,
Yeah.
man, you're forgetting about Afra.
All right, we
Afra's
did get
good.
Afro, but I don't think it's better than what Empire got. I don't
No,
think.
no, I think
So.
Empire definitely is up there. For me, I think that FO got the best boost, and then CIS by a very close margin. Rebel would have came after that, and then Scum and Resistance, and then Empire for me. Other than Second Sister, I didn't feel like there were a lot of big splashes there that really powered it up. And yeah, for me, I think they probably got the least out of all of them. But yeah, excited to put these ships on the board. And if you don't know, they're coming out this Friday, Black Friday. So head out to your local friendly game store, pick up the pack because it's good. It's going to be really good.
All right. Well, cool. Well, thank you. So when we come back on Sunday, so this was just an impromptu cast. JJ messaged me and said, "Hey, let's do a cast tonight." And I know why he did it, because essentially what's going to happen is he's got so many lists built already that what he wants to do is just say, Chris, we can't fit both in. So I knew this was coming ahead of time a little bit. I didn't know whether we are going to do this today or Friday, but he we did this so that we can focus on list building on Sunday. Now, with that being said, JJ will tag everybody tomorrow or tonight later or something. And if you would like to submit lists for review, 100%, we have a community list submission section. Submit a list. I put it this way: we have nothing else on Sunday to cover but lists, 100%. So if you want I will commit to 3 hours if we have to to get all the lists done.
I mean,
So
we
if you
got
want to make
Andor too, man.
yeah, you're not going to sleep. You're not going to sleep, JJ. So I'm just going to tell you right now. So get those lists in. If you want to see JJ not get any sleep on Sunday night, he has to, because he pulled me into this today. I'm pulling him into that. I commit to 3 hours of lists if you have them, but I'm not going to do 3 hours of JJ lists. Fuck that. That's boring. He gets
all right.
He gets one list of faction based depending on how many we get submitted. But yeah, so if you would like your list to be reviewed or talked about on Sunday, let us know. We're looking to line up a guest or two depending on the holiday for it. Second announcement, on Friday, I am streaming a Alt Star League game with Tim from the Sith Takers podcast. So if you want to watch one of the Alt Stars, I've picked up a game. If you are in the Alt Stars and you want to stream it, or you want your game stream on Friday and you want it done at 1 o'clock or at 5 o'clock, let me know and I'll stream you Friday. So I will pick up 1 to 2 games if it's in that time frame. So if you have a game at 1 or 1:30, I'll pick it up. Let me know. You can message me on Discord privately and I will happily pick that game up. If it's at 1 or if it's again at 5 after the Tim game, and we will easily do that. So, and I don't know, JJ, I didn't tell JJ about this, so JJ may not be there. He may have to work that day. So,
yep.
Sad for JJ. He can.
Well, yeah, exactly. We'll figure it out, man. No worries.
But I am definitely streaming it. I've already committed to it. It'll be at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Or 2000 UTC hours. I think that's how that is. So
yeah, it's about right.
But all right. Anything else, JJ? Before we
No, that's it. Just want to wish everybody, all of our listeners out there, a happy Thanksgiving. Go enjoy time with your family and your friends. Spend a lot of time, and I hope that that all of you get the day off. I know there are a lot of people who have to work on those days. But again, hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll see you guys on the next cast.
Yeah. Thank you all for joining us in this really randomish points podcast that allows JJ to list build for the next podcast. All right. Thank you all.
Yes.
Have a good night, and we'll see you on Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Have a good night.
See ya.